know that's this. Hi, Durban.
Yeah, got him.
I step into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, well, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Oh, yes,
Yes.
Zanzi, welcome to it. How was your weekend?
Bonjour, bonjour, everybody. It was fantastic. It was so good. And I know you had a great weekend.
Oh, it was absolutely so incredible. I was so blessed with a beautiful birthday weekend, actually. I got to go out into the mountain, got a sunrise, got to surf, all the things that could fill up my soul. And I'm back here to serve you. So, yeah.
Oh, beautiful. Well, seeing as it is your birthday, I thought that we've got to start off the morning feeling good. I've got just a little something for you. A little bit of music, a little bit of vibes, and one of these.
Oh, yeah.
It's a birthday boy. He deserves a birthday badge. Happy birthday, Ronnie.
Thank you.
Have a beautiful rest of your Monday. And hello to you. Thank you for being here. We're serving you a morning of inspiration on your Feel Good Monday. From celebrating our win, of course, against Ireland in the rugby action, to engaging in moving conversations.
Yeah, conversations and good stuff coming your way. We've got Charlie X Boy joining us in studio to share how he breaks gender norms in the makeup industry. And all this while we rub shoulders with Dylan Windvogel and Manila Von Tees. They're going to be bringing the latest from Durban, July. Yes, everybody was dressed to the nines. Plus, it's obviously important to be talking about the messaging, and that is all to do with safe sexual health. So great conversations coming your way, and I cannot wait for it.
I can't wait. That's absolutely vital. And from great conversations, we move into the kitchen, where Chef Clem is going to whip up an Italian cabbage and rice soup. Also with cheesy sourdough, because what's a soup without a side of bread? Perfect for the storm we're experiencing here in the Mother City. I'm telling you, it is so cold, but we're here to keep you warm.
Yeah, the storms are coming, but don't worry, Mzansi, like this beautiful soul has said, this French soul over here with the inspiration, we are giving you the warmth for today and starting it off with a great conversation. Now, you know that we always love to get the vibe going, so we wanted to get it started in here with whatever the Black Eyed Peas said. So let me do that again. Let's get it started in here. Or whatever the Black Eyed Peas said. Okay, you get what I'm going with this, right? So we want to know what's a song that best explains your Monday mood. Let us know. You can even sing it, and you can come through on our WhatsApp voice notes. The line is 063-408-8863. If you're sending a message, use the hashtag Expresso Show. But we're going to prioritize voice notes because we want to hear your voice, especially when it's cold on a Monday morning, nice and early, whether there's croaks in there or whatever's going on. It doesn't matter. We want to hear it from you. I'm going to share mine a little bit later on the show, so I'm going to keep the suspense going on this Monday morning. So for you, Mzansi, send those voice notes through. Keep it coming. The number again, 063-408-8863. But like we said, let's get it started in here. And Carissa standing by with the latest when it comes to official duties.
Thank you, birthday boy. Let's look into our news for the top of this hour. And we get started with our national news, where the National Sea Rescue Institute, or the NSIRI, has issued a plea for people to heed the severe weather warnings issued by the South African Weather Service. Now, the NSIRI spokesperson Craig Lambinon says the inclement weather will create dangerous inshore and shoreline conditions along coastal areas, compounded by the spring tide, which is expected to prevail until midweek. Lambinon calls on commercial maritime operators to exercise caution and wear safety equipment at all times during this period. Now, sticking with the weather, the relief organization Gift of the Givers says its teams in the Western Cape are overwhelmed by requests from communities affected by the stormy weather. Thousands of residents in informal settlements in Philippi, Nomzamo, Guguletu and Kailicha have had their homes flooded or damaged by gale force winds. Meanwhile, snow started to fall at the Mutrusberg Nature Reserve in the mountains in Ceres, Western Cape last night. Now, Wuppertal rather, and Isselbank in the Cedarburg are cut off from the outside world due to flooding. The severe weather is expected to continue until Friday. Moving on to international news, where the military leaders of Mali, Burkina Faso and Niger have officially turned away from the West African Economic Community, or ECOWAS. The three leaders met on Saturday to form a new alliance despite discontent from neighboring countries. Between 2020 and 2023, they seized control of their countries in coup d'etat. Meanwhile, ECOWAS leaders gathered yesterday in Abuja, Nigeria, for the ECOWAS summit. One of the agenda items was a regional force to stabilize West Africa. The new Prime Minister of Britain, Keir Starmer, says the planned migrant deportation plan, according to which asylum seekers are sent to Rwanda, will not go ahead. Starmer met with his new cabinet yesterday and also held his first news conference as Prime Minister. During the news conference, he focused extensively on plans to overhaul the British health service and the prison system. Starmer plans to visit all members of the United Kingdom this week before attending a meeting of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, that's NATO, in the United States. And we close off with some feel-good news where actress and singer KB, we know as Kiabetse Motilanye, has delivered a stirring rendition of the South African national anthem at Loftus, where the Springboks defeated Ireland 27-20 on Saturday. Now, the performance set the tone for momentous victory, capturing all South African hearts as she invited the stadium to join in during the national anthem stanza. Dressed in a green gown, the former Siebendelaan actress paused to let the emotional crowd finish the song, sounds the call to come together, and united we shall stand. Let us live and strive for freedom in South Africa, our land. Rugby fans, captivated by KB's vocals and presence, now urge South African rugby to have her perform all national anthems. And I'm backing that decision entirely. KB was phenomenal, and I think it's something to do with our win. Speaking about rugby, though, here is Ryle with an update on your sports.
Thank you so much, Carissa. Let's dive into all things sport right now. And yes, I think KB definitely added to this result. Now, the Springboks triumphed 27-20 in a thrilling test against Ireland at Loftus Versfeld in Pretoria, taking a 1-0 lead in the incoming series. Now, leading 13-8 at halftime, our boys secured the victory with a penalty try and tries from Kurt Lee Orense and Cheslin Colby, while Andre Pollard added 2 conversions and 2 penalties. Now, the second test kicks off in Durban, and it takes place on the 13th of July. Well, we're hoping that we might see KB there for that anthem too, but we carry on the rest of the headlines and diving into all things football now, where England beat Switzerland on penalties on Saturday to advance to the Euro 2024 semi-final showdown with the Netherlands. Now, they came from behind to defeat Turkey. Now, Spain will also face France in the other semi-final after knocking out hosts Germany. Now, Spain clashed with France on Tuesday at 9 p.m, with England taking on the Netherlands on Wednesday at the same time. Now, moving over to Formula One action, and Lewis Hamilton ended a 945-day wait for victory with a record 9th British Grand Prix win at Silverstone. Now, the 7-time Formula One champion and world champion at that was emotional as he crossed the finish line, securing his first win since December 2021. Now, Red Bull's Max Verstappen finished 1.465 seconds behind, extending his overall lead, while McLaren's Lando Norris took 3rd. On top of this, Mercedes' George Russell, the previous race winner, retired on lap 33, and this was due to a suspected water system issue. Well, finally, in our sporting headlines, we move to the world of tennis, and defending champion Carlos Alcaraz reached the Wimbledon quarterfinals, overcoming French 16th seed Hugo Humbert 6-3, 6-4. And on top of this, it carried on to 1-6, 7-5. But meanwhile, world number 1 Yannick Sinner also advanced, defeating American 14th seed Ben Shelton 6-2, 6-4, and 7-6, with that deciding set going 11-9. Now, for his 3rd consecutive last 8 appearance. On top of this, Sinner, the Australian Open champion, will meet Russian 5th seed Daniil Medvedev in a rematch of their Melbourne final for a spot in the semi-finals. Well, we dive into all things sport again in the next hour, and we've got a great conversation coming up. But for now, though, lots to talk about when it comes to weather. Let's see how we can assist you.
Thank you, Ralph, for that. Let's look at your weather for this morning. The South African Weather Service has issued several warnings for today. A yellow level 2 warning for disruptive snow and wet, cold and windy conditions leading to livestock loss and traffic disruption is expected over parts of the Eastern Cape, Western Cape, Northern Cape and Free State. An orange level 6 warning for damaging coastal winds and waves is expected between Alexander Bay and Durban. An orange level 6 warning for storm surge leading to flooding and disruptions is expected between Cape Columbine and Cape Agulhas, spreading to Port Alfred this morning. Now, a yellow level 3 warning for storm surge is expected between Cape Columbine and Alexander Bay. An orange level 6 warning for damaging winds is expected over the Eastern Cape interior. High fire conditions are expected in northern KwaZulu-Natal. And that wraps up your weather warnings for this morning. Here's a quick reminder to share your sunrise views with us when the sun does peek its way through, and share that with us on WhatsApp on 0634088863. We would love to welcome in a new week along with you. For now, though, let's have a look at your temperatures that you can expect for today.
Just to make you know how excited we are for this next conversation coming up. We've got 3 smiles with you. Not 1, not 2, but 3. And not just smiles, but incredible whizzes when it comes to the rugby field. We've got Robbie Gillette here, and as always, Lorenzo Darius. We're going to be talking about the incredible action that went down this weekend. Boys, lots to talk about, lots to celebrate.
Lots to, lots to dodge as well, eh?
Lots to dodge. So clearly you can see the banter's already started, Mzansi. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be diving to this conversation and also uncovering the under-14 national champion of South Africa. We're talking about her tennis action too. So don't go anywhere. Lots to talk about after this. What's your voice? Go for it.
Oh, you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh yes, Mzansi, welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's early on a Monday morning, but we are still reminiscing on the magic that took place this weekend. And officially, it was a big treat for me this weekend too, because we're going to be breaking down the intense and thrilling test match where the Springboks edged out Ireland 27-20 at Loftus Versfeld. Now, in front of a packed crowd of 50,000 attendees, this game had everything: sublime moments, unforced errors, and a nail-biting finish. Now, we brought in the big guns for this one. We've got Expresso Expresso producer Lorenzo Darries and rugby content creator Robbie Gillette, who's joining us to chat about this weekend's match. Oh, gentlemen,
yeah.
what a day for ruggers, right?
Yeah, what a day for South Africa.
I know. It was a great birthday gift for me, so I want to say thank you, Team South Africa, for that.
Yeah, thank
but
you,
I think
Springboks.
literally, guys, from the stadium, from the crowd, from that national anthem being sung, it seems like there were so many ingredients that contributed to the success of this game on Saturday.
Yeah.
A lot to discuss here when it comes to that success, but what are some of the standout moments and reasons as to why we almost, in my opinion, had a little bit of dominance towards the end of that game? It seemed like we made a statement. Robbie, you have anything to say on that?
No, I feel like we won the big moments, you know, so we'll get into it properly with the chase and try.
Yeah.
You sort of talk about chasing lost causes.
Yeah.
How often would you have gone, he would have just jogged to that and he's chased a lost cause. And I think, like you say, the day was just, it sort of come together so perfectly. And that anthem got me. I think it got everyone.
Everything got everyone. Eh? The crowd got everyone. Hulle weet nie wat ons weet nie. You know, it's like the new banner as well.
It is. You see that? I was quite
Like,
impressed.
come on, guys.
And it makes so much sense because I think as South Africans, this is something that we want to get behind, not just our team, but another reason to do that. And like you're saying now, I think that mantra has been adopted in such a great way, not just in rugby, but through all sports as we see.
Everything.
South Africans are showing what we are capable of, right? And what we can overcome. Ireland had some great defensive plays, and I was very impressed with how they went up against the might that we gave to them. I mean, even in that second half, yes, we started to see some domination in that front pack. But before that, I mean, it really was a proper test.
Yeah.
I mean, you could see some of the challenges. Ireland really brought it to the forefront. They were not going to be held back. And some interesting moments that could have turned it around for them as well. I mean, some great plays on the wing, especially opening us up, counter-attacks,
Yeah.
What do you make of that? I was very impressed.
Look, we saw what Tony Brown brings to the team, and we had a chat about this, and Tony Brown's been the talk of the weekend. We're seeing some intensity from the Springboks. They're playing a wider, expansive game compared to that compact game of just stump and go, stump and go. We're not doing that. We're allowing ourselves to embrace the other sides of the game. But we're still keeping our core identity,
For sure.
if I can put it like that. Our forwards are still, the dominant force.
Yes.
And if you look at what happened in the second half, imagine you being in a game, you went through 40 minutes, you came back for a few more minutes, and then you see Archie Snyman looking
Fresh legs,
And I'm like, and I'm standing there, and then next to Archie, someone with a nice smile, and then he goes serious. His name is Malcolm Hawks.
Yeah.
Like, who would want to? And then you're standing over there on the field,
Yeah.
you're full of dirt already, and you're like, oh, snap, I need to go through a scrum now with that as well. Like, come on, how do you deal with it? I don't want that.
Just on the impact of the bomb squad. If you look at Gerard Steenkamp, he made the most tackles out of all the props on the field. He was only on for 31 minutes.
31.
Wow, that's
He
just...
made the most tackles. Talk about impact.
And that's the thing, it really goes to show that there's a bigger strategy going on here because a team like Ireland contending for that #1 spot, right, being able to still, after second half, bringing it to South Africa, forcing massive defense. Obviously, the fresh legs help in a moment like that. Do you think if we had a different strategy, we'd still be able to defend such a force? Because you could feel it. You could feel them pressing. You could feel those moments that really made a difference, which I think was our defensive prowess at the end of that game, right?
Yeah, so we had certain players that kind of made me very nervous at the beginning of the game. Kwagga Smith. Kwagga, if you're watching at the moment, please discipline on that ball. But I must say that we, myself and Robbie were chatting the weekend after the game. We need someone aggressively to go through that. And I was chatting about Ivan Roos. We don't have someone, and he's like the Damien Dealinde of 8th man position.
Of 8th man, yeah.
He just gets through that line, and Kwagga was just not doing it fully for me. He was there. He's always a workhorse. We'll never take that away from him.
Yeah.
But then from an Irish point of view, they've got so much pride in the way they play, and they were just pushing and going and going. James Lowe, always looking for that opportunity. So they're never going to stop. They're just going to be that irritating little dog that's just going to be gnawing there all the time. They're like, leave me, leave me. They're just going to be...
And you mentioned James Lowe, watching the visuals now of how that counter try just came through was absolutely incredible. And these were some huge moments that could have been turning points. Another critical decision here from, you call it VAR, it's the, not really VAR. So different sport, TMO.
Yes, and that was a big one because there was also a neck roll in that, that play. And it could have turned where we could have gotten a yellow card.
100%,
and that's the margins, the splits, the errors that can change a game from the home team to the away team.
100%.
But then it's good that the TMO has been given a little bit more power,
For sure.
if I can put it like that, to allow them to go back and look at these things so that we can, you know, get those errors and then stop the players like James Lowe getting tries and then, you know, getting it closer to us.
And critical moments. I mean,
Yeah.
that literally would have been a try moment or not, would have turned the complete game around. But talking about turning games around, there were some great moments. We asked you to find some of the top moments of the game, and you gave us the whole game.
Yeah. The whole game for me. Everything, from the beginning to the end. You know, we could just sit there and talk about it.
But let's talk about this moment right here. You brought a moment of Ches and Colby, right?
Yes.
Let's watch this and we can talk over it. But Mzansi, let's just get back into that chaos that happened on Saturday. Take a look at this. Woohoo!
Hawks managing. Well, the Springboks always want to scrum battle. Storm Islander managed to survive. Well, it's kicked in by James Lowe. Cheslin Colby is
He never rests. He's always ready, waiting.
Do you know what the best part about that for me is?
Yeah?
James Lowe thought he's done a brilliant thing there.
Yes.
He thought, I've kept it in.
Smart
They're not going to
move.
go straight. They're not going to get a set piece here.
Yes.
And then there's Cheslin.
No,
running up the side. Yeah, they're not going to come.
Easy out.
And the thing is, for me, this is something so reminiscent of what we saw in the World Cup. And you should know by now, everybody in that stadium switches off, except for Ches and Colby. It doesn't matter. Even if we're in a halftime chat, he's still waiting for an opportunity where he thinks he can score a try somehow.
Yeah. He's always on the run. He's always looking. He's always just looking for the opportunity for you to make a mistake or for you to think that you've made something good of our mistakes. But then we need to give it to Andre as well for looking for that space and getting the ball across there. But I think it's all Cheslin, eh? I'm not going to give it to James.
Chasing lost causes again. Like the Springboks go back to that. And like you say, Cheslin looking for opportunities. It's almost like he finds it. He's got a knack of understanding the game, which I think is something you actually can't really coach.
Gents, I got to say thank you so much. I'm going to put it to one of you to say, a toughest question probably is, what more would you want to see from the Springboks going forward? I know we're going to wrap this conversation up. We've got more games to talk about now, but is there anything else that you would love to add to this incredible caliber that we saw on Saturday, or just more of that?
I think more of the same. I really liked our attack. I really liked the more expansive play. I think we've just, it's only our second game sort of playing this way under Tony Brown, so I think it's going to become a more polished product. And like building into the Rugby Championship, I think when we go against All Blacks, we start playing the expansive style. That's going to be some test match. So I think just a little bit of patience from our side. We maybe didn't get everything right. But sure, once that comes right, I think we're going to be world class.
Yeah, no, definitely. I just think that Andre needs to go back to the office, or at least back to the drawing board with the team, and get his kicks, his boots right.
It's nice to see he's human, though, at least.
He
can afford to.
And it's fine, But I just feel like, when it comes to these type of games, where we need to beat the number 2 team, that margin of 6, 7 points, 8, 9 points, that makes a huge difference.
Hey, man, so do these conversations. So thank you for coming through, and we'll look forward to the next one happening very soon. And thank you again, Springboks, for giving me the best birthday present I could have asked for on Saturday. An incredible fight, an incredible victory, taking it to some of the top teams in the world, and we're wishing for just more of that. And speaking of, why don't you feel like a winner right now? We got something for you.
Well, let me tell you one thing. Here at Expresso Show, we do not allow Blue Mondays, okay? And we're going to kickstart your Monday by playing Daily Lotto for an estimated 550,000 Rand jackpot, and you could make every day payday. Now, don't get left behind. Buy your tickets in-store, or you can head over to nationallottery.co.za, or even the mobile app. You can also purchase a ticket through your cell phone banking, or simply by dialing *120 *7529# for all USSD. Now, of course, you can scroll all these details on our Expresso social media pages, so go check them out and you'll find out if you will be the winner of that 550,000 estimated Daily Lotto jackpot. Is it going to be yours? There's only one way to find out, and that is if you play. Okay, but if we're being real, if you are having a Blue Monday, that's all right. We've got you covered in the form of so much inspiration coming your way just on the other side of this. We've got Wonga Vakala that joins us in studio. Now, he's a 30-year-old entrepreneur in the tech space, and I can't wait to find out how he is really fighting the unemployment crisis in South Africa when it comes to the youth of our country. Not only that, speaking about the youth, the 5FM youth is also going to be sharing some inspirational advice for you. That's you, all right? So I'll see you on the other side of this.
Drained? Dehydrated?
You have lost more than just fluid. Recover faster. Add Rehydrate, SA's #1 oral electrolyte mixture.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Bonjour, welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. You've come at a good time because next we have the pleasure of working with Wongaletu Vakala. He's a dynamic, innovative 30-year-old entrepreneur and he's making strides in the tech industry. Now, with little to no resources and knowledge, this started Wonga Technologies, a wireless network solutions company. And from there, he's just gone from strength to strength.
He has indeed. From humble beginnings in a busy township in Gqeberha, Wongaletu's journey is a testament to, I think, perseverance, vision, and a passion for technology. So we're going to find out more about his journey. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Wonga to the building. How you doing, brother? Yes.
I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be here.
Oh,
Good
man.
morning.
You know what it is for me? It's that smile. Look at him.
It is that. And you can feel that this man's the real deal. Some people come here, they try front, but you're oozing with passion. You're oozing with all the real stuff that I think has made this successful, bro. You good today?
I'm very good, man. Especially with the Springboks win. How are you guys doing?
I know, right?
Yeah.
Go
But
focus.
I'm celebrating something which I think is even bigger than this, and that's the work that you're doing, man. You've done some incredible stuff here. You're an entrepreneur. You started something initially from a very young age called Compunity, which I see what you did there, Compunity. Like, it's smart. What inspired you to establish this company? And talk to me more about it. It's basically like a computer learning center that you've created, right?
Sure, yeah. So community coming from a township like Motherwell and with little IT exposure that I had, I wanted to give back to my community, right? Because I saw that the transition from high school to tertiary students were not exposed to IT and basic computer skills, so they will struggle through the first year of their tertiary, and that leads to NSFAS exclusion sometimes and struggling through the first year. So I wanted to build a computer center for them at high school, because there were few high schools with computer centers and computer labs in my time. So that's why I started Compunity.
Smart,
name,
man. And it's like you come from the future to deliver this. Like, we must learn tech, people. Trust me. And I'm glad
This is the
you did.
future.
Yeah,
This is the
exactly.
future. Yeah.
No, I love that. And it definitely worked out, right?
It definitely,
Yeah.
even it really didn't work out. Even though community doesn't really doesn't exist now, but the passion and the lessons from there, I implement them on Wonga Technologies now to make sure it
Absolutely.
thrives and goes forward.
No, absolutely. Well, listen, it's a harrowing fact, but the unemployment rate for the youth in South Africa is about 45.5%, which, I mean, that's just under half of our population when it comes to people between 15 and 34 years old, right? But you've used this tool of technology to really address change and bring about something new. So I'm wondering how you've seen the impact on the ground and how it's evolved from community to where you are now. How has technology aided in the change?
With technology, things that were not possible are now becoming possible, right? Things that we thought we would see in the next 30 years, they are now within 7 years time span. Tools like AI are helping us be innovative quickly, and adapt to that, So with Wonga Technologies, I think it helps that the more we scale, the more we forced to be the solution to the communities we live in and so forth.
Definitely.
And not just that, but for me, you are someone that is becoming a product of something bigger as well. For what you've done, it's rare that we get this opportunity to ask this question. And maybe I want to take it to you now, because a lot of people are inspired by your journey, trying to figure out how did you do this? How did you become so successful? But wasn't always this easy, right? I mean, we were talking about a story. You were heading down to Cape Town earlier, taking a big step from your township, coming to a big city. You need to be resourceful. You have to be creative. You don't have transport. You're catching Uber rides. You're doing the most to make this thing come to life, right? It's obviously not always that easy. How do you transfer those skills across these obstacles? How do you traverse across these big challenges, knowing that, hey, man, like, I don't even have transport, I don't have food sometimes, but I want this thing to work. How do you get through that moment, man?
Sure.
Can I tell you a story?
Yes.
Please do, yeah, shit.
My first days of Wonga Technologies was just fixing Wi-Fi access points, extending Wi-Fi to the cottage or to the upstairs.
Okay.
They started small, right? So my call out back then was around 450, right?
Okay.
So I didn't have a car and I didn't get my pricing right, but because I was passionate and I wanted to get my name out there, right? So sometimes Uber would charge me 200 to go to Bloberg, and then 220 to come back.
It costs you more money to do the job.
No profit.
And then my profit would be about $30.
Man.
But I kept pushing. I always believed that I'm building my name. And sometimes I would ask a friend to use their car, and they would cost me cheaper than Uber, maybe 50 rand cheaper or 60 rand. But still, that counted for something. You know, that difference made a whole big difference to me and the business at the time. So when you talk about being resourceful, you know, money can't be your primary goal. The name, the business, it must be your main focus. It must be the thing that you want to get out there. If you're solving a problem, money will come.
Oh, I absolutely love that. I just want to reiterate that because, again, I think so many people out there are chasing success and associating with money. You were smart enough to invest in yourself, even though in the time you're not making the money. Mzansi, listen to this man. Not making money, but investing in his future, investing in that. And the ROI, look at it now, sitting on live TV in front of a national audience, telling South Africa about your success. You are, man. Oh, that's incredible.
50 rand profit to the world. No, I love that. Wonga, that's so beautiful. And listen, you're just 30 years old. You literally have your whole life ahead of you still. And I'm wondering if you're looking at somebody that may be the younger version of yourself, right? The youth of South Africa, and you want to encourage them with your own hunger and ambition as to where they at. What would you say to them? What advice would you give to them?
The first point would be the one we just spoke about, that money can't be your primary goal. Money, if you're starting a business or you're in this journey because of money, you are bound to fail. You are bound to fail. So the main thing should be your passion and your business, right? That should be your passion and your mission, the business. And then if you try and solve a problem, if you're solving a problem, people will do the marketing for you if you are solving a problem. So you're going to spend less on marketing because people, they are highly to recommend someone who's solving the problem. So find a problem that you can solve. Also, see a gap and take it. Don't doubt yourself. There are people with less skills and less knowledge doing what you're doing, right? And you are more skilled and equipped, and you're doubting yourself, right? So please find a market and service that market. And have a grit, have resilience, because this journey is not easy. This journey is not easy, you know. It's similar to like climbing Mount Everest. It's not easy. Some days you feel like quitting. Sometimes the passion fades away. But if you have the grit, the resilience, the tenacity, you will keep going. So if you don't have those, then
Wonga, you must spirit animal, bro. I love everything you're putting out this morning. It's absolute gold. You have wisdom beyond your years. And I can see that this is the beginning for you. I feel like you need to encourage people to do what you're doing. I feel like you have life coach abilities. I feel like you have skills beyond your measure. But for now, though, I want to say congratulations. Incredible stuff. WongaTechnologies.co.za. That's for you, Mzansi, if you want to find out more about the incredible work happening here from Wonga Letu. And I want to say thank you again, dude. You're doing incredible stuff. I hope you can take this energy and just never stop smiling. Take this energy and keep serving it to the rest of Mzansi, because on a Monday morning when it's this cold, I think we've all been inspired and warmed up, bro. You're amazing.
Thank you so much.
Entrepreneurship is not an easy easy journey, but you've heard from so much advice from Wonga, and thank you again for joining us. How incredibly beautiful. But of course, we're going to wrap that there for now, but we'll keep you around studio, don't worry. And we move on to the next. From comedians to musicians and content creators in between, 5FM has featured some amazing guests in the past few weeks, now empowering the youth and their experience in radio. Now, these talented individuals have unique experiences and wisdom to impart to the youth out there. From embracing one's authenticity to trusting the process of life, take a look at their messages.
Hi, my name is Yangam Jolie and I am a comedian. A piece of advice that I wish I could give to my younger self is to actually genuinely believe that your dreams are valid and can come true. I mean, I had this little book where I wrote down a bunch of things I wanted to happen. One of them was I want to visit Paris, and I've actually been to Paris. And another was one day I want to work at 5FM, and now I work at 5FM. So a piece of advice I really would have given to just baby younger is, bro, trust the process, like it's gonna happen. The way I've used comedy to inspire young people is to embrace your realness. So whatever your comedy is about, it has to be real and personal to you. It must matter to you. And I've realized there's so many things the youth are concerned about. We're worried about our futures. We are concerned about our pasts, and we're dealing with the present. And I like to highlight that in my comedy.
Growing up, I never had the chance to be the boy next door. I kept on dreaming about the man that I wanna be today.
Hi there, my name is Bushle G from Etebeja. Thank you to 5FM for letting me host Next Up on 5 mid-mornings. My earliest memory of making music was in grade 10 at the back of my high school classroom. We had like a poetry assignment, and I just fell in love with writing, and my friends and I were making beats at the back. I fell in love with hip-hop first and then stumbled my way onto pop. But yeah, high school at the back of my teacher's class. That was my first memory. Man, it is an absolute privilege for me to be on tour with Ben Rodriguez in September. He's an incredible artist, and I think we're gonna make an incredible show together. What is easier for me is to perform for young people, to perform for people in general, but to be in the same room with people. Like, my heart is to create an environment where people can come into my live show and experience something bigger than they know, something bigger than what they ever thought they could ever experience. And I think there's a lot more in this world that we don't know and are yet to experience, and I just want to bring people joy and bring people just happy vibes, man.
My advice to the youth in order to make a positive impact on social media is literally just to be authentic and yourself. I really don't see and believe in, putting up this whole fake sense of, perfectness on social media. So I think as many as imperfections as you want to show, the better. The most rewarding part interacting with the youth and hearing their stories is that not only can you kind of learn from each other's experiences, but you can kind of relate, and I think that's a big part of growing and developing within yourself.
Hi, my name is Danielle Duplessis, and I am the Next Up co-host this morning on 5 Breakfast. One piece of advice that I would give my younger self is, this is so cheesy and corny, but it's always better to be yourself and to be authentic, because people can pick up on inauthentic energy. And so the more you are yourself, the more you attract things that are made for you.
Oh. Girl, take the potatoes. Oh, I thought you was toasting the plate.
Okay, so advice that I would give to young people that are looking to make good impact on social media is that number one, know how you utilize social media. That's very important. It says a lot about your character, it says a lot about your brand, and I would say that treat what you do on social media as a job. I do that. That's my workspace. So yeah, I think those are 2 tips I would give them. The most rewarding part from interacting with my followers is that I get to hear their stories and how they actually relate with my stories. So that's the most fulfilling part ever.
Can you talk about excitement? It doesn't get better than that. And I'm here to firstly think embrace the realness. That's what's important here. And I think we can all learn from each other's journeys. And hopefully you've been encouraged to keep going on whatever path you are on. And here's a reminder to be sure to tune into 5FM and be empowered by these incredible stories.
Well, listen, we've got so much more still coming your way. When it comes to sporting action, we're not going to leave you there, all right? We have an incredible guest in studio. She's so young. Under 14 national tennis champion Milan Swanepoel is going to join us in just a little bit, straight after the break. Not only that, we're also going to feed your soul with something delicious. I don't know if you like cookies, but I'm a big cookie fan, and we've got a salted caramel cookie just for you. So don't go anywhere. Grab something warm to drink, and we'll serve up some goodness straight after this.
Don't fall victim to intestinal worms. Use kid-friendly Vermox twice a year and get rid of unwanted guests. Vermox.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, Mzansi, welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and let's talk about inspiration early in the week. That's what's happening this morning, because we have the pleasure of exploring the remarkable journey of Milan Swanepoel, an exceptional young tennis talent currently ranked numero uno, yes, #1 in the under-14 category in South Africa. And Milan, who recently reached the semi-finals of an ITF tournament in Bulawayo, is gearing up for her upcoming competitions in Europe. Now, she's also joined by a coach from the Anthony Harris Tennis Academy. It goes by the name of Eitan Adams in the building. So firstly, we welcome both of you. How are we doing this morning?
We're
good. It's crazy. We're on live TV talking about talents that I'm sure you started off just being passionate about, but now this might be a career for you. How are you feeling?
I feel good.
Yeah?
Excited.
And let's talk about, I want to go straight into this tournament. This is huge. The first ITF semi-final, which was in Bulawayo. That's a huge experience, right? You're not just competing against under-14s. These are like juniors all the way up till under-18, if I'm correct?
Yeah.
Wow, firstly, that's insane. So you're way out of your league, but yet your talent is clearly putting you there for a reason. What was the experience like for you? How was that?
It was really exciting. It was an amazing experience. I really felt like that was a good tournament for me. Really felt like the hard work I was putting in finally came to show.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a lot of hard work that goes into this, a lot of sacrifice. And with that being said, so success doesn't just happen overnight, right? So these are great opportunities to get learning as to what we still need to do to get even better. Did you get some of those moments where you could learn and be present, or was it just like overwhelming and I'm like trying to deal with the situation?
No, there's one thing. You have to sort of continue excitement. You have to program your brain to like think okay, no, this is not nervous. Are you excited?
Yes.
You wanna continue playing. You wanna take every moment and make it special.
I love that. Coach, you must be like a proud dad right now. I know that feeling must be resonating with you. Obviously, seeing Milan being at Anthony Harris's tennis academy, you've been working with her, you've seen these skills develop. How are you feeling about the future and how are you feeling about right now? Firstly, pride must be an understatement, yes?
Well, first of all, I think this is going to be first of many interviews for Milan.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm super excited about her tennis. I've been working with her since she was probably about 10, so for the last 3 years.
Oh, nice, okay.
Yeah.
How did it start, just by the way, before we got to this incredible bundle of talent? When she first started, was there a lot of talent there or did you have to really dig deep to bring it to the surface?
No, there was exceptional talent there. Yeah, my boss, Anthony Harris, super experienced and one of the best coaches in the world right now. When we took a look at Milan, he said to me, look, this girl's got it, so we really have to nurture her and try and bring out the best in her, yeah.
But do you resonate with that? Because obviously you're still young, you still have so much at your doorstep, there's so much to accomplish in the world. Is tennis like the thing that you know, this is my sport, this is my passion, you felt it from a young age, you couldn't deny it?
Yeah, so when I came to the academy for the first time, was the year after COVID.
Okay.
I sort of had to convince my parents to move to Cape Town and move to another school, which was sort of a weird feeling. And I lived with my grandparents for a year or two, and then yeah.
So that's a tricky transition. New friends in a new school, a new like sort of space to grow. That's really, really intimidating, but yet clearly made to deal with the pressure. And speaking of pressure, there's going to be a lot of pressure coming up as you now take on this journey, going to Europe, right?
Yeah.
How are you feeling about that? I believe you've got France, we've got Netherlands coming up. Any expectations and goals for this one?
No, I'm super excited. I'm just there for the experience and trying to improve. Trying to be better every day, 150% if possible.
I like that.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing an image of some real famous people that you're really rubbing shoulders with at such a young age. Young Carlos over here. This is insane. What did you think? Obviously, you must be a fan, right? What was it like meeting him?
They always say you never want to meet your idol.
Yeah?
No, I think that was a great experience.
That's cool, because you probably will be playing on the same court in the same tournament soon if you keep this going.
Yeah.
What did you think of his match, by the way? Did you get a chance to watch it?
Yes, actually, was a, what do you call it?
Exhibition?
Exhibition match.
Okay.
So yeah, he was playing good. Really wanted to start moving like him. Really took experience, trying to take every lesson from him that possible on that day.
Oh, that is insane. And I would cherish this picture because honestly, I've seen moments like this where you meet up with him again and in your mind, hey, do you remember when I met you when I was under 14? Now I'm coming at you. It's like a mixed doubles comp or something.
Yeah.
Listen, Coach, you must be absolutely excited for this because it's one thing, obviously, seeing this talent grow and managing it and obviously seeing the potential of it. But how do you manage it right now, going into these tournaments like we're talking about Europe? What are your goals and expectations?
I think the way I kind of like to manage and the way we as a team like to manage Milan is to keep a focus on the things that matter. So I think you can get so lost chasing ranking and trying to move up and be this and be that. And we always try and keep her grounded. And we try and say to her, look, don't go there trying to go and win the tournament. Go there working on your game, improve on yourself and your tennis. And maybe if you're doing that, you can actually win matches and then that can turn into winning tournaments. So we try and just keep her grounded and stay focused on the simple things that matter. Yeah.
Well, look, you seem like you are doing everything right so far, and I wish you nothing but just more of this stuff that's happening. The ingredients that you have are perfect, so it's a recipe for success, and I'm absolutely grateful that you are working with this talent. Please don't forget us when you start clopping those major Grand Slams. We want to hear all about you. We want to get some tips from you, and we want to get more interviews. So I wish you nothing but the best of luck, and I hope that you can continue to be present and enjoy all this magic that you are involved in.
Yeah, thanks.
Lekker stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Let's carry on with the magic right now.
Absolutely love that. And maybe we'll see Milan take on the world #1 when it comes to tennis, because we're going to keep on that conversation with all the sporting action of the weekend. We'll look at some very important highlights captured on social media. Lorenzo, thank you for coming back on our couch. Something really interesting happened this weekend.
Yes.
Wimbledon, a huge moment that I think took a couple people back. What happened? Tell us more.
Look, we can say that some people knew the struggles were going to be there. We've seen it, world #1, Iga Swiatek, 21-match winning streak. But mentally, she's been struggling moving from the clay court to the grass court. So, yeah, we saw it this weekend.
Well, let's take a look while we're there. Let's see what happened. Okay.
Yeah. So mentally she's been struggling. Couldn't see her just getting it through there and taking it with her. Iga Swiatek winning the first set 6-3 and then just going 1-6, 2-6. Like, yeah, she's been, like I said, mentally struggling moving over from winning, you know, the clay court season and dominating the clay court season. Let's be honest, she dominated. She won her 4th French Open and then just coming over to Wimbledon. I think her best result there was the quarterfinals. She's not made it further, but she's come out and she said that she knows what the problem is. It's a mental block that she needs to change. And there is a difference. There's a massive difference. Imagine you going and playing street football and being really good in the kasi, and then going and playing on the field, and then you're like, I'm not used to playing in in these boots.
Absolutely.
You know, it's a different environment. So maybe, you know, there's just something that she needs to get over. Either she needs to change her mental coach or the coaching staff in general. But, you know, when you're at that level, you've got the best around you. And they'll figure it out. I think she'll be back. She'll be back for this.
I believe she will be back. I mean, holding that title is not something I know she takes lightly. So we'll see a comeback coming anytime soon. Thank you so much, Lo, for joining us to give us that sporting moment of the morning. But now let's head into the kitchen to find out what's cooking.
Oh, so many good moments already, and it's only the first hour of your Feel Good Breakfast show. It's Monday morning, and although it is chilly when it comes to the weather, we're going to warm you up right now. So let's head to the kitchen and do just that. So welcome, and I want to welcome one more person, and that is Carissa while she makes her way over. But let me link you, Mzansi, because I think it's the perfect time for caramel. Yeah, because I know caramel lovers just heard me, and they were like, hey, what you say? Yes, caramel lovers, you can stay tuned because we have an irresistible salted caramel cookie recipe all for you. Now, it's the perfect balance of sweet and salty flavors with a chewy texture. So, Carissa couldn't resist this one. I know you like them cookies.
Yummy.
Firstly, you a baker at all? Do you like baking?
No, I like it. Does it like me is the question. Cookies are something that I definitely think are foolproof. Like, that is the easiest recipe. And look, it's only a couple of ingredients that we've got.
And I love the thing with cookies is that, like, you can burn them or, like, undercook them, and they're still going to kind of be good. A burnt cookie is just crispy.
Exactly.
And an undercooked one is just gooey.
It's a gooey cushy.
It's always a gooey cushy. It's always a win regardless, so we're going to make that win happen right now. It's very simple. I'm going to mix this up for you, and it's like 3 ingredients, actually 4 ingredients maybe to start with. I've got some butter in here. We've got some flour that's going to go in here as well.
Amazing.
So I'm going to pop that straight in there. And then, yes, that's some nice sugar in there too. So that's going to get that sweetness going.
This smells insane.
What does it smell like? Can you
Deliciousness.
guess? Can you guess?
Is it caramel?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Well done.
Oh,
so
that's yummy.
Pop the salt in there. And this is caramel essence, actually. So as you're smelling that, I'm not going to add that in just yet. Sorry. We're first going to mix that up before we do. So mix it up a little bit.
Caramel essence.
Yeah, caramel
Interesting.
essence.
I wonder if you could add vanilla essence if it would be the same thing.
You possibly
It's like
could,
a different
actually.
flavor profile, possibly.
You possibly could. Right now, though, what I am going to be talking about is... Actually, you're right. You could mix that with a lot of things. I'm just thinking about, like, I've only ever used vanilla essence.
Yeah.
It's something that we need to actually make more of. So, caramel lovers, I think you're going to absolutely love this one, all right? So, we're mixing this up good and fine. We got the flour mix in here. The butter's just coming together. So, you want to get your hands involved in this if you are experiencing, like, temperature changes. Our butter was a bit warm, so that really made it a lot easier for us to mix this up. But you want to work on this getting into that sort of, like, doughy texture, which is is really going to start making that sort of cookie batter come together. As you can see, I'm needing a bit more time with this. I'm going to start using my hands maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
Should
go
I?
for it.
Let's
Why
get
not?
involved.
I think the best kind of cooking is when you get a little dirty.
Okay.
Yeah,
Say
so
no
you
more.
got to just put your hands
Say
in there
no
and do
more.
it. I'm on standby with your shot of
you
caramel.
Can pop that, you can pop that in right now just to bring the flavor into that one. And that's going to
Delicious.
bring some more of these ingredients
I
together.
thought these were nuts. These are caramel drops.
It's caramel, like little drops of goodness, and that's something we're going to put on also before and afterwards. So if you pop it on before, then it's going to be really great because that's something that can melt onto that cookie that we create. And then when we pop it on afterwards as well, then you've got that sort of like warmth in it too. So like I said, once we get this flour all ready and set, don't put it all in. We're going to then mix this up with some of the milk and really kind of get this together, right? Yeah. So I'm going to just fast forward and get a little snack time in here.
Okay.
Yes, please. We've got our no-lac, and I thought while we are mixing this up, let me just serve you up one of these.
Yes, please. Because what is cookies without milk, right? The combination is delicious. Okay, so we mix this all together, it becomes crumbly, and then we kind of put it onto the tray in little bowls, and it goes into the oven.
You can kind of create like, this is where you can get creative with it. So you can create little balls, you can create anything crazy when it comes to shapes. So if you're looking for something that's like a bit more personal, you can create a heart theme. If you're thinking of something that's more like to someone's archetype, you can make them the shape of a grizzly bear because they may be angry and grizzly.
Wait a minute, a grizzly bear?
Get creative with it and have fun with it. As long as you are doing the following, having a lovely cookie afterwards, and we've fast-forwarded into time, and I'm going to present you with one of these.
Oh my gosh,
this is the moment.
It looks delicious.
And this is the moment I've been waiting for. So you can head over to expressoshow.com, get this recipe, and once you've baked up your cookies for about 20 minutes at around 180, it'll end up looking like this. And then,
birthday boy.
Get your dunk on. I don't want my caramel to drop. Oh no, I dropped in there, but that's fine.
You dropped it in.
And it's the one, eh?
That's
it's the
good.
One. Cheers.
Cheers.
Sanjay, that's what we're talking about, all the goodness that you can get. And a reminder, it's on expressoshow.com. And another reminder that the entertainment box is going to be ticked after this, so don't go anywhere. A lot to look forward to in your Feel Good Breakfast show. But wow, let's just tuck into this right now. How good.
Bake more memories with Royal Baking Powder, and you could win your own KitchenAid stand mixer. Be a part of the Tastemaster competition action by watching the show and baking a creative interpretation of the week's theme using Royal Baking Powder. Then upload it to socials by replying to the competition post, including hashtag the Tastemaster SA and hashtag Bake More Memories. Don't miss the Tastemaster SA every Tuesday evening at 7, repeat Wednesday at 1, and Sundays at 4 p.m. on SABC2.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Today, I am sitting with one of the Cadbury Memories campaign winners, Rennie Mpahlela. He is one of 5 people that were selected by Cadbury to win a cash prize of 5,000 Rand because of their unique and memorable stories. He sent a voice note telling us his unique story, and now we are coming to meet him.
Leina la ka ke nna Rennie Mpahlela. Hae ke tswa ke le Limpopo ga Mpahlela Dithabaneng. Currently ga njwale ke mo Ivory Park Tembisa. Ka mengwaga ke 29 years old. I came from Limpopo to Gauteng for better opportunities. I saw a post on social media. Then I took it upon myself to enter this competition, which led me being here. The post reminded me of my childhood memory.
So, Rennie, how are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. Before we get into it, all of us in studio are dying to know who Rennie is. What
Yes.
makes you tick? What are you about?
I come from Tembisa in Ivory Park. Rennie Mpahlela is an honest person. I'm an open book. What you see is what you get. I completed my national diploma in management assistant in 2018. So currently I'm unemployed.
I wish you luck with finding that job. So how did you find out about this competition and what made you decide to want to enter it?
I saw it on a social media platform.
Yes.
Yes, and then I sent my voice note on WhatsApp.
You obviously had to send over this voice note that was explaining your unique story. Would you
Yes.
mind sharing that story with us?
Actually, I shared my story, my memory story of my father. He was a truck driver transporting food. He used to bring me a packet of Cadbury's each and every time when he came back home from work. So me being naughty, I grew up being naughty. I started selling those Cadbury's at school.
Of course you did.
Yes, so that's when children started calling me with names like Kado, Kadi, yes,
I
etc.
love that for you,
Yes.
turning your father's gifts into a business.
Yes.
I love it. So obviously you got the call letting you know that you were one of the winners.
Yes.
That must have felt amazing. I can't even imagine it.
Yes.
Can you walk me through how that felt?
I felt very much happy.
Yeah.
Very much happy. I was very excited.
And you know that the cash prize is 5,000
I know
Rand.
that very
That is a
well,
lot of
yes.
money. Do you have any plans for the money yet?
Since, well, I'm not working, I will use this money to spoil my son. I have a young son, so I will use it to spoil him.
How old is he? That's so
He's 3 years
adorable.
old now.
I love that so much. Does he have a favorite chocolate yet?
Yeah.
Which one is it?
Mint.
And what is yours? Is he like his father or did he influence
I
somebody
also
else?
love mint. Mint is fine.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for
You've
having
been
me.
absolutely lovely. But before we do let you go, remember we told you that we are giving you 5,000 Rand.
Yes.
Well, you're actually going home with 10,000 Rand.
Wow. I didn't know about that. Wow. That's very good.
Congratulations,
I'm
Rennie.
very much excited. Wow. Okay.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Rennie. And a massive thank you to Cadbury and the Cadbury Memory Campaign.
We've just hit the top of the hour, which means we've got to take care of your news. Let's see what's making headlines. Now, we start off with national news, where the police in Northwest are investigating the deaths of 4 soldiers who took part in the crime-fighting Operation Vala Umgodi. The soldiers were deployed at an exhausted shaft in Orkney, where illegal mining operations occur. The bodies of the 4 soldiers were found in a cargo container used as a guardhouse. It is suspected that they died due to carbon dioxide poisoning as a result of a fire they started in the cargo container. Now, the bodies were taken to the state mortuary in Klerksdorp for post-mortem examinations. The National Sea Rescue Institute, or the NSIR, has issued a plea for people to heed to the severe weather warnings issued by the South African Weather Service. NSRI spokesperson Craig Lambinon says the inclement weather will create dangerous inshore and shoreline conditions along coastal areas, compounded by the spring tide, which is expected to prevail until midweek. Lambinon calls on commercial maritime operations to exercise caution and wear safety equipment at all times during this period. Moving on to international news, relatives of hostages held in Gaza protested in Tel Aviv yesterday, demanding their immediate release. Meanwhile, Hamas has accepted a U.S. proposal to initiate talks for the release of Israeli hostages, including soldiers and civilians. Hamas has dropped its previous demand for Israel to commit to a permanent ceasefire before releasing the hostages. Now, the families of the hostages have urged Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to finalize the deal. Netanyahu's office stated that the head of Mossad intelligence agency has met with mediators in Qatar and that negotiations will continue this week. The military leaders of Mali, Burkina Faso and Niger have officially turned away from the West African Economic Community, ECOWAS. The three leaders met on Saturday to form a new alliance despite discontent from neighboring countries. Between 2020 and 2023, they seized control of their countries in a coup d'etat. Meanwhile, ECOWAS leaders gathered yesterday in Abuja, Nigeria, for the ECOWAS summit. One of the agenda items was a regional force to stabilize West Africa. And U.S. police officers in 3 states have proof of intelligent life after pulling over a UFO-like vehicle. Now, we close off with this one. First spotted on Interstate 44 in Missouri, the driver was stopped for a lane violation. And out of curiosity, the Crawford County Sheriff's Office posted images showing the UFO. And in a humorous Facebook post, remarked that friendly humanoids have come in peace. The driver, Steve Anderson, said they were driving to Roswell, New Mexico for the annual UFO festival. It then happened twice in Oklahoma, where officials let the aliens go with a laugh and a warning. The third close encounter with Kitty Police happened in New Mexico, where they talked about the festival. Now, the alien chase and the Alien Fest light parade. I love that. UFOs are among us. Let's see if he's an alien. Raul is up next with your sports.
Well, I promise I come in peace, but I definitely think the Springboks didn't ask for peace this weekend. Yes, the Springboks, when they triumphed 27-20 in a thrilling test against Ireland at the Loftus Versfeld in Pretoria. Now, this allowed them to take a 1-0 lead in the incoming series. Now, leading 13-8 at halftime, our boys secured the victory with a penalty try and tries from Kurtley Orense and Cheslin Colby, while Handré Pollard added 2 conversions and 2 penalties. Now, the second test kicks off in Durban, and it takes place on the 13th of July. Well, we now move to footballing action, and Europe is ablaze because England beat Switzerland on penalties on Saturday to advance to a Euro 2024 semi-final showdown with the Netherlands, who came from behind to defeat Turkey. Now, Spain will also face France in the other semi-final after knocking out the host Germany. On top of this, Spain's clash with France on Tuesday at 9 p.m. and with England taking on the Netherlands on Wednesday at the same time. Well, we now move to Formula One action, and Lewis Hamilton ended a 945-day wait for victory with a record 9th British Grand Prix win at Silverstone. Now, the 7-time Formula One world champion was emotional as he crossed the finish line, securing his first win since December 2021. Now, Red Bull's Max Verstappen finished 1.465 seconds behind, extending his overall lead, while McLaren's Lando Norris took third. Now, on top of this, Mercedes' George Russell, the previous race winner, retired on lap 33 due to a suspected water system issue. Well, you've seen a lot of the conversation and you've seen some of our young champions, but let's talk about the pros right now. And defending champion Carlos Alcaraz reached the Wimbledon quarterfinals, overcoming French 16th seed Hugo Humbert 6-3, 6-4, 1-6, 7-5. Now, meanwhile, world number 1, Yannick Sinner, also advanced, defeating American 14th seed Ben Shelton 6-2, 6-4, 7-6. And that final decider going from 11-9 to finalize that result. And this was for his 3rd consecutive last 8 appearance. Now, Sinner, the Australian Open champion, will meet Russian 5th seed Daniil Medvedev in a rematch of their Melbourne final for a spot in the semi-finals. Well, that's all the sporting action I have for you right now. We'll do it all again in an hour, but many of you heading out to the roads. And here's Carissa with the latest when it comes to all things traffic.
Thank you, Raul. Let's have a look at our roads for the first time this morning. And we start out in Midrand in Johannesburg, where there's been a multi-vehicle accident involving a truck on the N1 northbound before Allendale Road. One lane is currently closed, so please do drive carefully and approach that area with caution. Now in Catteridge, KZN, there is a stationary truck on the N2 southbound before Mhlanga interchange. The left lane is closed, so please do approach with caution as well. And we head over to Cape Town and Somerset West, where there's been a road closure due to protesting action on the N2 outbound at Sir Lowry's Pass Road. Please use an alternative route. Now we stick in the Western Cape, where there is, of course, heavy rain in and around Cape Town. So please do remember to switch on your headlights, maintain a safe traveling distance, and also keep your loved ones updated with where you're at. And also there are multiple towns in South Africa experiencing snow at the moment. Please be careful out there. Check the roads before you head out, and remember to, of course, keep warm. Well, that wraps up your roads. Let's have a look at your weather. The South African Weather Service has issued several warnings for today. A yellow level 2 warning for disruptive snow and wet, cold and windy conditions leading to livestock loss and traffic disruption is expected over parts of the Eastern Cape, Western Cape, Northern Cape and the Free State. Now an orange level 6 warning for damaging coastal winds and waves is expected between Alexander Bay and Durban. An orange level 6 warning for storm surge leading to flooding and disruptions is expected between Cape Columbine as well as Cape Agulhas, spreading to Port Alfred this morning. A yellow level 3 warning for storm surge is expected between Cape Columbine and Alexander Bay. An orange level 6 warning for damaging winds is expected over the Eastern Cape interior. Now, high fire danger conditions are expected in northern KwaZulu-Natal. Well, that wraps up your weather, but of course we've got to close off with a cherry on the top, and that is your sunrise morning view. For our 7 a.m. sunrise view, we head to Lauren Rispin from Mhlanga, showing off a beautiful orange-lit sunrise. Look at that. Look at that. Durban honestly has the best sunrises. I was there this past weekend, and it was absolutely breathtaking. Now, we would love to see your views too. Just after 8 o'clock, we dip into that once again. So send it to us on WhatsApp on 0634088863. For now, though, let's have a look at your temperatures for today.
It's a little bit chilly out there, but maybe we can warm you up with a little bit of this. Why don't you start off your Monday by playing Daily Lotto? And that's for an estimated 550,000 Rand in jackpots. And you could be making it a payday of note. So don't get left behind. You can buy your tickets in store on the nationallottery.co.za website, or you can use the mobile app. But there's also more ways to enter, because you can also purchase a ticket through your cell phone banking, or by simply dialing *120 *7529# and then follow the USSDs. It's really that simple. Now you can also do the following. You can scroll through all the details which we've put up on our Expresso social media pages, so you can go also check them out right now. The real question is, are you going to be in the running to win that 550,000 Rand estimated Daily Lotto jackpot today? Well, if you play, you might just be able to find out. Good luck.
Well, we are all feeling like winners on this beautiful Monday morning. It might, of course, be a little bit chilly, but we're going to warm you up with some great entertainment. We have Wesela still to come. He's an Afro soul singer. Not only are we hearing a performance, we're also going to get to know the man behind the music. And speaking about that, we also get to know the man behind challenging some makeup norms within the beauty space. His name is Charlie, or Charlie X-Boy on your socials. I'm sure you've seen that face. Well, we're going to talk to him about how he's sort of navigating the space that's usually seen dominated by women. We absolutely love that sort of behavior. So just after the break, we catch up with them. See you then.
There are stories of creators, and we're inspired by them all. We invite you to write your story with us. Your story matters. ABSA.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, yes, Mzansi, welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We're opening up right here on S3 and opening it up to some incredible talent. Yes, welcome to it, because hailing from the Eastern Cape and joining us right now is Vusela. Now, he is a young Afro soul singer, songwriter, and having released his debut single titled Vula Iminyango. Well, before we even get into the good stuff, let's have a listen first. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, let's give this young man a feel good welcome.
Oh, man. And Vusela, listen, the doors are open for you. May the blessings continue. I want to go back a little bit, though, into the beginning of this pursuit of music. What inspired you to actually choose music and go for it full on?
You see, growing up, I loved listening to music. And at home, before we went to bed, we would pray, and then after that, we would play with my little sisters and my cousins. We would play idols. We would pretend as if we were on idols, and then I would be the one that gets the 3 yeses all the time. So like, I saw from the legendary artists Zahara and the Nachi Mankais and everyone. So I grew up wanting to be like them, and so like I'm here now.
Here we are.
Look where we are, man. You've manifested this moment since the very beginning when you were a kid playing games, manifesting it into a reality where you are now on live TV talking about your debut single, bro. This is insane. This is incredible. Tell me about Vula Iminyango. What does this mean? Where did the inspiration come from? This is amazing. Well done.
Okay, Vula Iminyango is Xhosa. It means open doors. So when I was writing this song, I remember I was at my uncle's house. So I was there sitting and I was like, nothing is moving currently in my life. So like I just wanted doors to open as soon as possible. So like, and I decided to go record the song, and now it's out and it's doing so well.
Oh, wow, man. Yes. I'm so excited to even see it live. We get front row seats. I am here for it. I know that, may she rest in peace, Zahara, of course, is somebody that you really looked up to.
Yes.
And you mentioned her a bit earlier as well with such a fondness. So I wonder who in the industry besides her you really draw from in terms of inspiration.
That one is a really difficult question for me, because I always looked up to Zahara.
Wow.
Even at home, it went to a point whereby I was called Zahara.
Wow.
So, yeah, I look up to me, man.
Sure, that is beautiful. What is it about Zahara, though, that really stood out for you?
Zahara, like, she's always out there. She's bold, she's strong, and she gives it to the people. She gives the people what they want, and she's real and authentic, so that's what I like about her.
Beautiful stuff.
And I feel like you're kind of replicating a little bit of that right now, because you're not just a singer in your own right and not just using that talent, but you're giving the people what they want when it comes to your comedic side, right? I've seen your TikToks, you're garnering an incredible audience there. You're making people laugh, you're making them feel comfortable, and I think that's why they resonate with you, not just your music, but you as a person. Do you like showing this side of you? Talk to me about this TikTok version of Vusela.
I started TikTok like, it was just something like a hobby for me. I never took it seriously. I just posted one video the other day and then boom, got 1 million views on TikTok.
Come on now.
Like, what? I'm trending. And everyone was telling me, you're trending on TikTok. So like, yeah.
So is this some way that you want to play in both spaces, content creation and music?
Yeah, definitely. I also want to go for acting, but then like, as time goes.
Oh, beautiful. Absolutely love a multi-talented, multi-hyphenate individual, Vusela. I see this for you. Tell me, the single that we're going to be hearing from today as well is a part of a bigger body of work. Is there an album we can expect?
There is an album that's coming. We're dropping it probably next year. We're still working on it, so I can't say much about it. But there is an album coming.
Oh, well, we've got lots to look forward to right now. I want to thank you again for joining us on this Monday morning. It's cold outside, but you are bringing all the heat that we've asked for. So I'm going to let you heat up Mzansi right now and go do your thing. It is your moment. You can make your way to the stage. And thank you once again. But while we do that, I'm going to reminisce on this man's energy right now because as you can feel from that couch, he is real. He is raw. He's giving the people what they want.
Absolutely.
And I think he's definitely taking many pages out of Sahara's book right now. So may her soul rest in peace. But I feel like the baton's been passed over, and this might mean that new reignition of the flame.
Yeah, well, the legend continues, and he's here right now to entertain us. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Vusela.
I go by the name of Vusela, and this is Vula Iminyango.
Yazi lo mhlaba siphila kuwo amahlande nyuka uneziginqi amayelene nemiginqi sizingetama ingetama selizwe sinamakheswa elilizwe yeah. Kanti wena ngosuphendula nini imithandazo kanti wena ngosuphendula nini izicelo zami kudala ndilindile ndimile kudala ndimile ndawonye phendula phendula awuvula vuma haya awuvula iminyango khawuvule khawuvule awuvule simakade Havula vuma, havula vuma, havula vula vula galo, vula smaga, niba nomvandetwa, andishiwa zizihlobo zami. Nomvandetwa andishiwa lusapho lwami kodwa wawutshilo qamatha wawutshilo eswini lami wathi uzobana wathi uzondikhokhela khawuvule kaloku vula awuvule iminyango khawuvule 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 vuma galo vuma galo vuma nkosi yami Vula mvenkange Vula smaga Vula kama Ndiza kuwe Ndikubenga ngosia Ndikubenga ngosia Nazi mithandazo yami Nazi zicelo zami Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's Vusela, baby, coming at you throwing out debuts and showing you why these doors are open, and he is soaring right through them. We're going to get more performances in just a bit, but for now, though, we're bringing in some big guns to work on our looks. We got Charlie Expo in the building, and they're going to be breaking gender norms in the makeup industry already. Carissa's going through her paces. She looks like she's in a little bit of a heaven right there. But we'll be talking about this conversation in just a bit, and talking about a conversation that might spark your interest when it comes to love languages. Is buying coffee a love language? Interesting question. Interesting conversations coming up, so you don't need to go anywhere, Mzansi. We'll dive into it just after this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And let me tell you one thing, I'm about to feel even better right now because we have an incredible guest in studio. And today we're diving into an incredibly inspiring story of breaking stereotypes and also fearlessly pursuing passion. And you've got to meet this man. Meet Charlie, a remarkably talented young makeup artist who boldly defied societal norms to chase his dreams in the dynamic world of beauty as well as cosmetics. Now, his journey is a testament to courage, creativity, and the transformative power of really following one's true calling. Please join us as we uncover Charlie's path to success and the challenges he's overcome, and of course the profound impact he is making. We're obsessed with him on social media, and he's here in our midst today. Charlie, thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, Carissa. I must say, Monday morning startup with glam. I mean, what better?
Come on now.
What better?
We were saying earlier that we could talk about beauty for hours, but we'll keep it short for you today. Now, let's get into it. Let's face it. Growing up a boy in South Africa, or in the world, really, in an industry that's just dominated by women is difficult, right? You can't be what you can't see. And I don't know if you saw yourself in makeup, but here you are. So tell me about that journey.
It is a journey.
Yeah.
Let me start. I mean, Afrikaans boy, grew up very, in Afrikaans community, it wasn't, but art was always there.
Wow.
Expression was always there. And I must say, my family harnessed that kind of creative environment. A little bit unconventional, if you would say, in my upbringing, but that wasn't the journey. Beauty wasn't the journey, art was. Until I got my first job. Funny enough, my first job was for a beauty brand that launched in South Africa.
Okay.
But I had no idea what beauty was. I had no idea what makeup was. I didn't know where concealer gone. I had nothing. So my boss at that point said, well, you need to train if you're going to work in this company. I got the training, did my first client, and it just stuck.
Wow.
That was 15 years ago. And now I can qualify myself or say that I'm a professional makeup artist.
Absolutely.
Worked the world, worked with celebrities, worked on sets. I've done everything in the industry, and there's so much more for me to do.
Oh my goodness, wait, what is it about makeup that really just held on to you?
It's art. It's a fact. Actually, my dad once said, he came to a competition of mine, and I had this beautiful artistic expression. My dad said, like, he's an artist as well. And he said, my son, the client paints it, washes it off. It's not there for long. And I'm like, but that's the art of it. Every single person is my canvas. So there's a new story. And the story that my client or myself has to tell through beauty, that's impressive. And I think a lot of people misunderstand kind of concealer as covering, but it's not covering. It is a journey I'm telling.
Wow.
So like someone's reading a book, I'm creating beauty.
Oh, I love that. And I love that take on beauty as well, because number one, people often think it's superficial, but it is so much deeper than that. And I absolutely love that you've shown the path on your social media in self-expression. I mean, look at you go. Look at that creativity. And today, I get to be your canvas, which I'm so excited about.
Net. And that's the thing. It's like, as you can see, I do a lot of creativity. I love to play with color. But the one thing is, by playing with color, I realize little tips and tricks that everyone can adapt into their day-to-day life. So with you today, my little tips and tricks is enhancing your daytime look. So
I think Raul needs to get a closer look at what we're doing. Come on,
we've got our daytime office look, you know, quick and simple, love the smoky eye throughout the entire crease, and that's a good tip to have. One color throughout the lid. You know, do it. But my tip to really enhance and do, I'm claiming it's not really my claim, but Snatchural. Have you heard of Snatchural?
No, but
it's natural, but you want to be snatched. So I'm working with 45-degree angles, you know. You know, I'm getting a little bit older. The 40s is getting close, and that's why I want to work in 45-degree angles.
Okay, I'm going to close my eyes, you do your thing.
But I'm going to touch you gently where you're going to feel it. So in the corner of your mouth to the corner of your eye, that's a degree, right? We're working with trigonometry. This one, wiskunde, maths. This is coming in. See, it's not just beauty. We bring all our SADs. So from the corner of the eye through to the lips. See, you can see from the corner of the mouth, sorry, nose, not the corner of the mouth, corner of the eye. That's a degree. Now, if I go in, taking a nice little pencil, dark brown pencil, and I'm just focusing it over that lid. Then, net daai. What the tape makes so lekker, it is foolproof, because I can't make a mistake after peeling. It's like a little baking a cake, or like what you guys earlier.
Made the cookies,
Net so. So we're taking a pencil, nice little pencil brush, and we're just fluffing it into that shadow that Carissa already had, right? Net also.
Is this normal tape?
This is actually surgical tape, or you can get special makeup tape to actually enhance it. But now I'm going into a little eyeshadow palette, the deepest matte shadow, and I'm just pressing my brush in there, tapping off. Very, very makeup artist. Tap, tap, tap. And I am pressing that shadow onto the pencil. I smudged into that.
It's like creating a bit of a fade to it. Is color important in this process now? Because obviously you're wanting to get the angles right, which you spoke about, bringing more of a youthfulness and accelerating and highlighting that look. But when it comes to the color now, what is this adding to this effect exactly? Or is it just make it your choice?
So by deepening the outer corner, it actually elongating the lashes. It is elongating the eye shape. And once I gently peel off this tape,
The ultimate reveal.
we will get a quick and easy wing liner with no struggles. And the best is for hooded eyes. So hooded eyes, I've got hooded eyes, is when there's little pockets on top of your lid, you're just like creeping over.
Is that what that means?
That is hooded eyes.
Okay.
So if you've got hooded eyes, making a wing liner is a terrible disaster. But going this trick, and especially with a shadow, you are pulling in the darker shadow over your lid and the crease, and as you open your lid, you get that wing liner effect.
Oh, I love it.
I mean, look at that.
And
Just give me a little before and after effect there. And that was literally 2 steps. 2 steps, guys.
And it does
I feel natural.
Hey.
I've got to say, from the guy's perspective, obviously, this is great, firstly, that we're having a conversation about makeup and having it so freely. But secondly, for me, I've got to say that I think from the guy's corner, this does elevate the look. I mean, when you see a woman with that, I don't know if we actually notice the subtle nuances like you brought in now, but the effect that it has, it's like this Cleopatra goddess just walked in, and is she looking at me? I don't know. The eyes are just so steamy. That's the effect it's giving, guys. So whatever you're doing is working.
You've got the guy's perspective, the male gaze.
Yes.
From the female gaze again, or the gaze goes, we've got a complete different look. We're seeing natural skin, we're seeing enhanced skin, we're seeing self-love, we're seeing self-respect, you seeing sultry and catching. En wat het dit gedoen? One eyeshadow look.
One little move. I love
See
that.
the power of beauty, and that is always so misunderstood, that it's vanity. But it's not. It's it's art.
It is. And
Self-expression.
self-expression. Come on now.
But I love the fact that you found this beautiful, let's call it a sweet spot between what I think it should be.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be too pretentious. It shouldn't just be everything that we are seeking our identity within, but it should be exactly what it has been today. Elevating what we have within inside of ourselves and allowing that sort of balance to resonate. So you've done that exceptionally well. The artist is showing off on a Monday morning. I'm so grateful that you've come through.
You gotta do that.
Yeah. So listen, you guys are still going to have to get your balance on right now. And we've got so much to still talk about to you, Mzansi. We've still got a lot when it comes to not only makeup, but also our handy heroes. We're always paying it forward to the incredible souls, giving us so much advice when it comes to all the cool things happening in the DIY corner. So let's do that right now. And we're talking about everything from painting your face, like you just see now, to giving your home a facelift. You see what we did there? Very smart indeed. Now it's obviously time for another episode of Handy Heroes. And today, the experts from Build It Amanus in the Western Cape are sharing their DIY hacks and valuable paint tips to help make your next DIY quick and easy. Almost as easy as this makeup tutorial. Check it out.
Powered by Plascon, today's handy heroes come from Build It Amanus.
We at Amanus Build It opened in 2016. We opened in a very competitive market. I believe we tick all the correct boxes in terms of price, quality, and level of stock. I really believe where we excel and differentiate ourselves from our competitors is our people and our culture. Each person in this business has the ability to create relationships to either new customers or existing customers, as well as create a relationship with suppliers such as Plascon.
We're the best store to buy Plascon products because we offer them at a very good prices. I like Plascon brands because they offer very high quality products at a very competitive prices. My favorite Plascon product would be Plascon Wall Seal because of its high waterproofing qualities with a very excellent spreading rate and a very good hiding power, and it's very good for areas with high humidity. DIY tip I've got is that make sure that your surface is clean and sound when preparing. Make thorough preparations before painting and you will get the best results.
Handy Heroes, powered by Plascon. We've got this.
Oh, yes, and I think for everybody out in Amanus, you definitely have got this. I've been seeing some new houses popping up there and some new spaces which look incredible, and I think we now finally know why. And if you're wanting to be a part of that reason and a part of that community, then definitely jump on board and get all that incredible advice waiting for you in hardware stores like Amanus.
When the cracks start to show, our strength and resilience is legendary. Micatex, strong enough to endure anything.
Well, Mzansi, as you saw earlier, we were getting a handy moment of advice when it comes to the subtle nuances and the many ways to elevate one's look. And Charlie X-Boy has come through and shown us exactly how to deliver, smashing that box right now. And just finish off an incredible fade on the eye here. Charlie, how's it going, by the way?
Oh, love it.
Love it?
My little tip, and I think a lot of people don't know, using blush.
Okay.
Blush. Ooh, story of mine. Never liked blush. I thought it was one of those things, you know, 80s child.
Yeah.
Blush is the best thing ever. From eyeshadow, lipstick, anything. Transformative product.
Ooh.
So now I'm taking this little shimmer blush and just in the crease of the eye and over the lid.
See that?
And just, I mean, take a boy.
Yo.
I love how impressed Raul is.
I'm blown away. Like, I never pay attention to these things. Obviously, for a guy, you just see the overall effect. But when you look at how much effort, look at how much thought goes into this, I have a new appreciation for the face beat. So, Carissa, I'm going to be appreciating and respecting you so much more and understanding why women are spending so much time on these looks, because it's like artwork at the end of the day. And you are the beautiful Candace that presents that. So, well done, Charlie X-Boy, coming through with the good tips, coming through with some great stuff. And we're going to carry on with this tutorial, but also bring some other tutorials. We've got the kitchen tutorial coming through. That means we're cooking up something delicious. We're talking about a cabbage and rice soup that is just going to give you all the warmth you need on these cold days. And we're also adding some sourdough to that. So can you say yummy? Oh, yes, we can. And then don't forget, we're still talking about love languages. And this one being, does a coffee mean a love language? Does buying a coffee mean someone's asking or talking about your love language? Well, we need to have a conversation. conversation and figure this one out. So don't go anywhere. We'll see you just after this. Serving.
We connect more countries than any other airline. Turkish Airlines.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, Mzansi, welcome back. We're opening up right here on S3. This is your feel-good breakfast show. It's the Monday edition, and of course, in a world of Monday blues, I think you need to be the ray of sunshine, and you need to be the gift of something special, and maybe the gift of coffee is exactly that. So let's get ready to spill the beans.
Ooh.
It's time to spill the beans.
Yes, indeed. It's time to get warmed up because this morning we've made ourselves the Jacobs Ristretto. And this is a smooth blend. It's in the form of the Jacobs coffee capsule, and it is honestly the perfect way to start this Monday. So thank you very much, milady, with that new beautiful
How cute
face
is this?
piece.
Come on now.
It is indeed. I want to say a cheers to that because already an incredible Monday. Cheers.
And a celebration of your birthday too.
Yes, an incredible taste coming through right now. So here's a great one, all right? We don't want you to overthink this one because I think the answer is simple. It's more simple than you could actually think. We're going to give this one a go and ask you the following. Do you believe buying somebody their favorite coffee is a love language? Now, this is where it can get interesting, right? Because I know love languages come in the form of like gifts.
There are 5 of
quality
them.
time,
yes.
right? There's affection.
Acts of service.
Acts of service. So this is
Yes.
kind of like a gift and an acts of service.
In
wrapped
one.
So this is 2 love languages theoretically, right?
And I think so much more because it's also about the thoughtfulness. It's about the consideration. If somebody knows my coffee order, a flat white with oat milk, come on, half a sugar, half a brown sugar, then I know for sure they're paying attention to me.
Okay.
They definitely want a little something extra because they know that they're putting in the work to get my attention with their consideration. So it's a love language for sure.
This makes sense, actually. So you're kind of saying like it depends on the coffee itself is the breaker in terms of, is this someone putting thought in or not, or is it just a coffee?
Exactly.
Well, we've had this question rolling around the studio. We've had so many people that have come through with some answers with this one, and we wanted to know what your thoughts are on this gifting idea. So let's see what Mzansi has to say.
Well, we got Ravani Pillay getting in touch, saying that it's definitely a love language, and my husband definitely allows... you can read the rest of it.
This is my husband buys me the Jacobs Southeast Asia, and I make him the most decadent cup of coffee. Wow, okay. Well, someone definitely knows their love languages.
So
well played.
That is beautiful.
We got more comments coming through. Tando Landanene says, for sure, it shows that you care about that person. It does, though,
That's what I was saying too. I agree with Thando. Yeah.
It's the small things, those subtle nuances like we were speaking about earlier. And I think you are right. When someone's paying attention, they know exactly how many sugars, how many, whatever milk type you have. It doesn't matter. They know exactly what you want.
Exactly. Well, Ntuli also got in touch. Let's see what she has to say. Ntuli says, my partner definitely beams every day that I get him his coffee. It's definitely a love language. Of course, using that hashtag with Jacobs. I love it, I love it, I love it. And coffee is such a beautiful way to wake somebody up in the morning. And I wonder if our local chefy's wifey ever spoils him. Clem, what's going on your side? Do you get greeted with coffee in the morning?
Busy having my morning cuppa, first cuppa for the morning. This morning's question I absolutely love. Coffee being a love language, 100% yes. And Clarissa, like you said, especially when someone knows how you like your coffee, bonus points. So I believe coffee is not only a love language, it's a gateway to love. How many relationships have started by someone saying, can I take you for a coffee? Yeah, coffee's where it's at.
Oh, that
Coffee's
is true.
where
It's the
it's
start
at.
of infinite potential. I love
Absolutely.
that one. So again, maybe you should be careful the next time you ask someone out for a coffee, or maybe don't, because you know where it could lead to, right?
I love that. Well, listen, spread joy and caffeine with the gift of coffee on this beautiful Monday morning as a kind gesture that says, you've got this.
Find your wonderful. Jacobs, wunderbar.
Yes, and straight to the kitchen we go, because we couldn't leave you hanging when it comes to filling up those bellies with something delicious for winter. So I brought in this beautiful man over here. How are we doing this morning?
Good, man. Let me make it a little nicky here, man.
Yes,
don't
please.
worry about
Thank
it. Don't
you.
worry about it. There we go. There we go. Happening. Welcome to the kitchen.
Thank you for having me.
There we go.
And I'm so excited for this, because what's happening is we're talking about deliciousness in the form of something like Italian cabbage and rice soup with cheesy sourdough. And listen to this, the best part is it comes in at under 50 Rand per serving. Now, we got to find out, how do we replicate this, Chef Clem, and how do we get our entire meal for the entire family to serve us at 50 Rand a person? Come on. That's crazy in this current economic climate.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. And you can do it.
Can you?
Using the Woolies W list.
Okay.
So a lot of people have said, oh, I love those W list promotions.
Yes.
It's not a promotion. These are the everyday prices. Like 365 days of prices. So a lot of people have said, like I said now, I love the new promotion price and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm explaining to them, no, it's not a promotion. This is the price.
So it's like a new bar's been set, actually. This is not a sale, it's just a new bar. It's a new standard. And
it's a lower bar.
It's a lower bar,
But this time it's a good way. It's a good...
And that's crazy to me, because when you think about Woolworths and the quality and the exceptional quality and taste, you don't always associate it with the fact that you can get this for such a great budget-saving price. So come on with the good stuff and come on with these ingredients. What are we doing here, man? Talk to me about how we're putting this one together.
So essentially, this is a cabbage soup, right? And I remember being in chef school, and we had to do this a whole week dedicated to soups and broths and stocks. And one of them was cabbage. And the whole reason we did that exercise was, how much flavor can you extract out of vegetables? That if you didn't have meat, you can still have a substantial dish.
Smart.
And cabbage was one that just like, something happens with it as you slowly cook it. It just becomes so, I don't want to say meaty, but it just folds you up and gives you like those intense savory flavors.
It does have a little bit of that. You're
does.
very right. That's a very unique sort of a profile that gets emitted as you're cooking, and especially in the house as well. It's a filling sort of a feel, if that makes sense.
Yes, absolutely. And I mean, we as South Africans, we love kwel kos, okay? So this whole soup dish that combines the rice and the cabbage coming together, it's almost like kwel kos that's just in one bowl.
And Mark, I like it.
So what happens is with this recipe today, we've got meat in here, we've got some bacon in there. We're using that not just for
flavor.
Bacon, but we're also using it for the fat that's in there, and again, that smoky bacony flavor, which is sweet. So once we actually cook our onions down to the point where they are like soft, and I'm gonna say take your time doing this, do it for like 15 minutes. What happens is you got the sweetness of the bacon, and now you slowly cook your onions, releasing their sugar, so they're gonna become sweet as well. Yeah, it just adds to the overall roundness of the dish.
That sounds good, man.
Cabbage.
Yes.
This is the official meat of January, okay? So I love cabbage. So you definitely need a lot more cabbage than this. But the thing about cabbage is like spinach. You're
It's
gonna
like
add
spinach,
it. Yeah.
bro. It just goes from 1 kilo to 1 gram in a second. It just sees the heat.
Second. So cabbage goes in, and I'm gonna add a little bit of salt. Okay, that's also gonna help release some moisture in the cabbage.
Nice.
Then we're gonna go in with some stock. I'm gonna ask you to give me a hand, if you can just
Got
slip that
you,
open
sir,
for me.
yeah.
So we got some stock going in.
Is this liquid stock?
It is liquid stock.
Nice.
So I would do a mix of water and of stock. And again, if you want to keep this all meat-free, take the bacon out. Take the bacon out.
Nice, yeah, of course.
Do some mushrooms as well if you want. Again, the bacon's not there for meatiness, it's there for flavor, but take it out. Add some mushrooms for some meaty texture to it.
Yeah, but I like what you're using here to provide this sort of meaty texture. Like you said, if you are looking for a meat-free alternative, then you have many options
Many
these days,
options.
and so many different flavor profiles that can add to a dish like this. You're obviously mentioning cabbage right now, but like you said, mushrooms can really work with this. You get so many different weird things. Guys using aubergines in weird ways.
Use it. It's so good.
Yeah,
It's
the
so good,
textures,
yeah.
it's the flavors, and it's everything that comes together. And I think in a dish like this, when it's hearty, you can't really go wrong with some of those flavors that you do add into it. It seems to just always come together, right?
It does. It really does. And again, like I said earlier, with the cabbage slowly cooking with that bacon fat, it just takes on this whole different aroma. And plus with the garlic in there, your home smells absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
What's a bit different now is I added the dry rice, which we rinsed it earlier.
That's weird, dude. You're not boiling this one first.
No. I actually want the rice to pick up the flavor of all the other ingredients that's in the pot. So it's gonna, the rice itself just takes on like so much flavor.
So that's like just going to be absorbing everything and be turned into like a capsule of flavor itself.
A capsule of flavor, yes. Okay, so because we shop with W List, we're not only making the soup, we're actually on budget. So we're going to do a little sourdough cheese.
Oh, we can add to this.
Oh, yeah.
There's money left over in the budget.
There's
nice.
money in the bank.
Okay.
There's money in the bank, but there's no time left. So let's see how quickly we can make this. Raul de Mornay, you've got the cheddar cheese we bought from W List. I'm going to ask you to grate that so long. I'm going to get my bread going. And we have 45 seconds on the clock, starting.
Why are you putting that unnecessary pressure on us,
Monday.
man?
If we don't start on a high, what's going to happen? So, Raul, what you've got in front of you is some cheddar cheese. You're going to grate that for me. You're going to mix it with some cream cheese and some mustard.
All right. So we've got a hypothetical 45 seconds, but we also might not make it in 45 seconds, and that's okay, because if you do or don't have time, either way, you can still make a great meal like we are doing right now. So I think Chef Clem just wants to show off for 45 seconds, but you don't have to rush this one. You can take your time with it.
Okay, we'll take our time. All right, so a little different here with our normal cheese toasty. You got cheddar cheese. We're going to add some creaminess. Cheddar cheese has a little, like a sharpness to it.
Yes.
We're going to balance that flavor out by adding some cream cheese to it.
Nice,
But now,
okay.
we're going to add a little bit of like a mustardy tang, a little bit of a mustardy heat to it. Mustard powder is a great way to add instant flavor to something.
Are you sure about this? I have never heard of this before, man.
It's new.
Are you making this up?
No, Willie's made it up. Willie's made it up, and I tried it and I absolutely love it. It's almost like it just adds another level of flavor, of cheesiness to it.
That's
It's not cheesy by
incredible.
any means, but it just brings out those characteristics.
Okay.
What you need then, Raul, a little bit of salt.
How much cheese is going in here, by the way?
Who gives quantities when it comes to how much cheese you use for a toasted cheese sandwich?
How much cheese can I have? More, please.
More.
That's the answer. More is
So
the
you
answer.
can mix that up for me, please,
All right,
Raul.
let me get that mixed up for you.
I'm gonna get some butter in the pan.
All right. And
You don't have to butter the outside of the bread. Just make sure you have enough butter actually in the pan, and you're winning.
And again, what's the reason for that? Because I know this is a time-old tradition of making like snackwidges and grills. We're putting the butter in. What would happen if you actually didn't? Is the bread actually going to stick to the pan?
Nah, it's not
right?
going to stick. It's not going to stick at all, but you're not going to get that. You're going to get a different.
Goldenness.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's going to char, but you're not going to get that in that beautiful crust, golden crust you want.
Yeah.
That looks good. Can I get that?
You can get this, my friend.
Can you grate some extra cheese for me, please?
You see, the answer was more.
I'll explain it a little bit why I need more.
Okay.
Ooh, Raul, this is a lot of cheese on the sandwich, but you know what? It's okay.
No one's going to ever... I've never, ever heard anyone say there's too much cheese.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard that word being said?
If you feel like it's too much cheese, share with someone.
Yeah,
There we go.
One thing that this is, though, is obviously a recipe on its own, but I'm just thinking about this elevating the soup on an absolute other level. Having, like, basically a malted, toasted, roasted cheese salmi vibe, dipping into all that flavor. Are you mad, man? This is crazy flavor for a Monday, and I think everybody is dancing, celebrating this, going, oh, I need to get this recipe on. I'm going to make this all week. It's smelling so good already as well. Well done, man.
And make a big batch. Make a big batch, because like soup, you know, in general, it's going to taste better the day after you made it. And look, I mean, if you've not seen the weather outside, it is soup weather. And yeah, again, it's time. Look, we're making this amazing toasted cheese sandwich because soup is amazing on its own, but we're going to make it a whole vibe now. I mean, no one's going outside, so get everybody in the vibe, the winter mood. And this is how you do it.
And this is a reminder, if you want to know how to do this, and you can get this at taste.co.za. It's got the recipe inspiration, all the ingredients, and all the incredible deals that can get you a meal like this for 50 Rand or less per person. That's kind of the average on what this is going to come to.
That's what we do,
Which is absolutely crazy in this current economic climate. And like we said, now we're doing something crazy because we've got the box of soup ticked, the box of malted cheese, the box of toasted salmi, the box of umami, the box of like even pizza feels coming through, all in one meal. That's what's happening right
all
here.
The boxes.
You're a madman. You're a madman. Listen, someone that's going crazy right now is Carissa. I don't know where she is, trying to hide from the kitchen and not tempt herself. But she said to me, this is kryptonite. We're talking about butter. We're talking about cheese. We're talking about all the good stuff. How badly do you want to tuck into this right now?
So badly. Like the wafts of smells that are coming through. I'm not going to lie, I judged it a little bit when I was like, rice and cabbage in a soup. I've never done this in my life, but wow. It smells incredible. Does it taste good though?
Let's check it out. I'm going to give you actually, maybe, no. Let me give you a hot one. I'll give you a hot one. Can you pass me the bowl over there and your ladle? And this is a traditional recipe, which I also find like...
Whose tradition is this?
Yeah.
It's an Italian recipe.
What are Italians
Between the
doing
three
with
of
this?
us,
That's
who's got
amazing.
Italian ancestry?
Nah. Me more Mexican, but yeah.
So, Chef Clem, how, just to get to this final product that looks so incredible, how long did you have that soup on the boil for? How long did it take to get to this point?
You can do it in half an hour, you really can.
Okay.
But the longer you cook it, the more flavor you extract from it. So the longer you cook it, the more intense it's going to be. So that's up to you. If you've got half an hour, you're winning. If you've got all day, let it cook all day.
Winning, more than winning.
Well, I absolutely love that. Well, listen, we're going to stay in the kitchen because we have so much more. We're going to have soup, but then obviously you have to end up with something sweet. Listen to this. It's alliteration, okay? Let's see if I can get it right. We've got a citrus and cinnamon custard, and it is so good. Definitely keen on that. And I know somebody that's going to absolutely love that is a guest that we've got to bring in to try this. It's behind me.
Might that be?
Oh, wait 1 second. Stand here, talk to the people, look over there.
What's going on, guys?
It was somebody's birthday. Happy birthday, Ryle. Cue the singing and go.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ryle.
Happy birthday to you. Wow.
Whoa! This is awesome. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. And we got you a card, Shucking. We got you a card.
It's the new Bible. Every day, you know, you get sent a Bible from upstairs.
From upstairs, yeah.
But now this is the Bible that keeps on giving because we're going to come over for a braai now.
Guys, you're amazing. Thank you so much. I've got no reason to not invite you over to a braai now as well. Mzansi, you're all invited. Thank you so much for making this day feel, well, this whole week of birthday feel just absolutely incredible. I've been inspired to make something, so thank you for that. And I see there's some other goodies in here too. We got some chocolates.
Of course.
We got some chocolates. We got some nuts.
Because man's always on the mountain looking for trails. We got your trail mix. There you go.
Oh, you guys are amazing. Thank you. I absolutely love you guys. You're making me feel special. And yeah, this is a Monday I'm never going to forget. I love you guys.
Oh, we love you, Riley, man. Nature boy in the building, celebrating nothing but goodness. We're going to delve into this. We'll see you after the break.
Yeah. This is so cool. Nice.
Drained? Dehydrated? You have lost more than just fluid. Recover faster. Add Rehydrate, SA's #1 oral electrolyte mixture.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, yes, Mzansi, welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, opening up all the magic right here on S3 and diving straight back into official duties. Carissa's standing by with the latest, so let us commence.
Just moments before the top of the hour, and we've got to check in with your national news first. And we get started here where the Free State Department of Health says no one has died or been injured as a result of the fire that broke out yesterday afternoon at the National District Hospital in Bloemfontein. Now, Health Department spokesperson Mondli Mvambi says all patients have been accounted for. 83 patients were evacuated after the fire started outside the pediatric ward and spread to the first and second floors of the hospital. Mvambi said earlier that preliminary indications are that the fire was caused by a burning cigarette butt. Police in the Northwest are investigating the deaths of 4 soldiers who took part in the crime-fighting operation Vala Mgodi. The soldiers were deployed at an exhausted shaft in Orkney, where illegal mining operations occur. Now, the bodies of 4 soldiers were found in a cargo container used as a guardhouse. It is suspected that they died due to carbon dioxide poisoning as a result of a fire they started in the cargo container. Now, the bodies were taken to the state mortuary in Klerksdorp for post-mortem examinations. Moving on to international news, where President William Ruto of Kenya faced tough questions from furious anti-tax protesters during a live debate on the social media platform X. For the first time, he apologized for the police brutality witnessed during the recent protests and the alleged abductions of organizers. Last week, the president was compelled to withdraw his controversial finance bill due to the demonstrations that have been shaking his presidency. The proposed tax increases were aimed at reducing Kenya's debt burden of over $80 billion. Relatives of hostages held in Gaza protested in Tel Aviv yesterday, demanding their immediate release. Meanwhile, Hamas has accepted a U.S. proposal to initiate talks for the release of Israeli hostages, including soldiers and civilians. Hamas has dropped its previous demand for Israel to commit to a permanent ceasefire before releasing the hostages. Now, the families of the hostages have urged Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to finalize the deal. Netanyahu's office stated that the head of Mossad, Israel's intelligence agency, has met with mediators in Qatar and that negotiations will continue this week. And we close up on this feel-good note where actress and singer Kebetswe Motselanye, better known as KB, delivered a stirring rendition of the South African national anthem at Loftus when the Springboks defeated Ireland 27-20 on Saturday. Her performance set the tone for the momentous victory, capturing all South African hearts as she invited the stadium to join in during the anthem's final stanza. Dressed in a green gown, the former Siemdelan actress paused to let the emotional crowd finish the song. Sounds the call to come together, and united we shall stand. Let us live and strive for freedom in South Africa, our land. Rugby fans captivated by KB's vocals and presence now urge SA Rugby to have her perform at all games for national anthems. Yes, please. I definitely back that decision. Let's look, though, into your world of sports. Here's Raul with the latest.
Yeah, from KB's start all the way through to the end, it was absolutely exceptional stuff. And we're talking about the rugby right now, where the Springboks triumphed 27-20 in a thrilling test against Ireland at Loftus Versfeld in Pretoria, taking a 1-0 lead in the incoming series. Now, leading 13-8 at halftime, our boys secured the victory with a penalty try and tries from Kurt Lee Orenser and Cheslin Colby, while Handré Pollard added 2 conversions and 2 penalties. Now, the second test kicks off in Durban, and it takes place on the 13th of July. Well, we now move to our last roundup of football news, and England beat Switzerland on penalties. Now, this was on Saturday to advance to a Euro 2024 semi-final showdown with the Netherlands, who came from behind to defeat Turkey. Now, on top of this, Spain will also face France in another semi-final after knocking out the host Germany. And Spain clash with France on Tuesday at 9 p.m, with England taking on the Netherlands on Wednesday at the same time. Well, we move over to Formula One action right now, and Lewis Hamilton has finally ended a 945-day wait for a victory with a record 9th British Grand Prix win at Silverstone. Now, the 7-time Formula One world champion was emotional as he crossed the finish line, securing his first win since December 2021. Now, Red Bull's Max Verstappen finished 1.465 seconds behind, extending his overall lead, while McLaren's Lando Norris took third. Now, Mercedes' George Russell, the previous race winner, retired on lap 33. Now, this due to a suspected water system issue. Well, lastly, moving to all things tennis. Defending champion Carlos Alcaraz reached the Wimbledon quarterfinals. Now, this was overcoming French 16th seed Hugo Humbert, 6-3, 6-4, 1-6, and 7-5. Now, meanwhile, world number 1 Yannick Sinner also advanced, defeating American 14th seed Ben Shelton, 6-2, 6-4, and 7-6, with that final set going down 11-9. Now, for his third consecutive last 8 appearance, and on top of this, Sinner, the Australian Open champion, will meet Russian 5th seed Daniil Medvedev in a rematch of their Melbourne final for a spot in the semi-finals. Well, that's a roundup of all things sport. We'll do it again tomorrow, bright and early. But for now, though, many of you heading out on the roads, and Carissa has the latest on all things traffic.
Thank you, Ryle. Let's have a look at your traffic. In Germiston and Johannesburg, there's a stationary bus on the N3 southbound after Van Buren Road, and the left lane is affected, so please, of course, drive carefully. In Westville, out in KZN, there is a multi-vehicle accident on the N3 southbound east at EB Klutter interchange. The left lane is currently open. Please approach with caution. And in Goodwood, out in Cape Town, there is heavy congestion on the N7 northbound at Bosmansdam Road. Do expect delays here and, of course, allow for more travel time. Now, there is snow happening in South Africa, and there are multiple towns in South Africa experiencing snow right now. So please be careful out there. Check the roads before you head out, and remember, of course, to keep warm. It definitely is getting so chilly. Winter is officially here. Let's wrap up your roads there and check out your weather. Now, the South African Weather Service has issued several warnings for today. A yellow level 2 warning for disruptive snow and wet, cold and windy conditions leading to livestock loss and traffic disruption is expected over parts of the Eastern Cape, Western Cape, Northern Cape and Free State. An orange level 6 warning for damaging coastal winds and waves is expected between Alexander Bay and Durban. An orange level 6 warning for storm surge leading to flooding and disruptions is expected between Cape Columbine and Cape Agulhas, spreading to Port Alfred this morning. Now, a yellow level 3 warning for storm surge is expected between Cape Columbine and Alexander Bay. An orange level 6 warning for damaging winds is expected over the Eastern Cape interior, and high fire danger conditions are expected in northern KwaZulu-Natal. We've got to end off with the sunrise view of this hour. Absolutely beautiful for our 8 a.m. sunrise view. We have had to look at Dr. Abhishek Rahul Budram from Durban. Look at this video showing off the morning sky. It is absolutely incredible. Listen, be safe out there, Doc, and thank you for sharing your morning views with us. Like I told you, Durban really trumps every other city. I said it with my chest when it comes to that sunrise. So let's see what happens tomorrow. You can continue sharing your morning views with us in 063-408-8863. For now, though, let's look at your temperatures for today. So much goodness is coming your way on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. I alluded to it a little bit earlier, that of course delicious delight that is citrus, cinnamon, and of course custard. We're going to be making something super special in the kitchen, and maybe our esteemed panel will be able to try it out. Today we of course have Dylan van Vogel as well as Vion, who usually we know as Manila Von Tees, and we're talking all things Durban July. Of course it happened this weekend. We get the latest, especially when it comes to sexual health. We'll see how that ties together straight after this.
There are stories of dreamers, and we're inspired by them all. We invite you to write your story with us. Your story matters. ABSA.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We're in the final hour and we still have so much entertainment coming your way. Now, as you know, on Mondays, we focus on everything youth, and today we'll definitely be breaking down some barriers and sparking conversations about safe sexual health. Yes, you heard me right. Now, I want you to meet our beautiful panelists today. We, of course, have influencers that you have to pay attention to. Actor and dancer Dylan van Vogel, as well as Manila Von Tees, looking a little bit different today. A drag artist, fashion designer and entertainer. Please help me in welcoming them and give them a feel good welcome. Welcome so much. Thank you for being here. Of course, Dylan, you came in the outfit that you wore this weekend. It was the Durban July. First of all, how was it?
It was so much fun.
Yeah.
And also, it was completely different to Cape Town because this weather here is crazy.
I'm telling you, Durban.
I actually wanted to stay there a little bit longer because it was so hot.
Yeah.
And so good. Just to have the sun on your skin
Come
for
on.
a change.
It's been a while and it's going to be a while still, so maybe we should make a trip to go back.
We
You know what
should.
I'm saying? How was Durban July? Was it your first one? Have you been there before?
I think for both of us it was our first.
yeah.
And it was a nice first time, I think, for me too, because I've heard it gets hectic, but this time around was much more chill. It wasn't like not chaotic. It was chaotic, but more chill than what I've heard from the previous year. So I think it was a nice introduction to the Durban July.
It was chilled for you. I was in 9-inch heels.
Oh.
I'm the shortest of everyone, that all the influencers that was part of the campaign.
Yes.
And I was looking the tallest out of everyone. So we had to walk grass, gravel, stairs, sand.
9 inches.
My feet.
That's why we're in flats today, because we couldn't. We couldn't do it. Congratulations, because I personally could never. We'll leave it up to the professionals. But let's talk about this campaign. I see your outfit, of course. Imprint ZA was on it, but it was inspired by taking care of our sexual health. Something that I think we definitely need to raise more awareness around, considering all the statistics in South Africa. So can you tell me more about how you incorporated fashion and, of course, advocacy together?
I think how we aimed it, or specifically the hashtag Forever Winner team, how they aimed it, they knew that fashion happens to be the youth's focus nowadays. The trends, following the trends, fashion, music, and several other things, but fashion being especially a big theme at the Durban July, they decided to incorporate it there. And how they went about it, especially Imprint, as well as the team, and as well as us, we had our say on our comfortable fit, and then we had them put our comfort into a fit, and there's small trimmings of choose you, consent, prioritize you, which is all the messaging that we're trying to push forward with this campaign.
Beautiful stuff, man. I love the coming together of both of those. We spoke about beauty earlier, and I think fashion is in the same boat where people are like, oh, it's so superficial, it's so surface level, but it can be so much more than that, as we can see today. So let's talk about sexual health, and especially when it comes to relationships and boundaries between partners. How do we even bring this up? How is this a conversation that we can have with our partners or future partners when it comes to taking care of ourselves and the partners we engage with?
I think even in today's age, like mental health is like a conversation that we have now more often than we used to. And I think that we need to take that step as well with sexual health. It's on the same level. I mean, it's all about self-care and loving yourself. And if you have all these avenues taken care of, like mental health, sexual health, I mean, you are going to be a better person. And choosing you is actually the fine print of this campaign.
Sure. Forever Winner is the hashtag they use.
Yeah.
What is that about?
It's almost like what Viana was saying. It is that prioritizing of you and you forever. So it's not a momentary thing.
Yes.
It's the prioritization of you, of Wena, and forever. And I think that's how they had brought it together with the hashtag.
Yeah, it's also so catchy.
Yeah.
I'm so here for Forever Winner. Come on now. This definitely is something that on even Breakfast TV, people might be like, what did they say about sexual health? Because it's still taboo, and I think it's still stigmatized as well. So between the two of you, Vian and Dylan, what sort of steps do you think we can make to destigmatize sexual health so that it can become a normal conversation like mental health that we can have for breakfast on a Monday morning?
Yeah.
I think not to echo Vion's words, I think the more that it gets spoken about, specifically speaking about mental health and now more specifically about sexual health, the more it gets spoken about, the more the comfort then you find in speaking about it. I think we are trying and aiming to, especially how the team has brought their influences in, aiming to bring this message to the youth's front door, the front door being social media. That's where they are found most of the time, and bringing it to them so that they become used to seeing it more often. Then the conversation can happen more often, and then it'll become more of a comfortable topic to have.
Absolutely.
And they've literally created a chatbot as well, where you can anonymously actually ask a whole lot of questions regarding sexual health, and you will get all the answers that you actually need in order for you to live a better life, and with your partners and partner.
Exactly. Partners plural or partners singular.
Yeah.
And I'm here for that because sometimes you are a little bit embarrassed, you know, there's still shame. We still are living in quite, I would say, a conservative country when it comes to sexual health. So people might want to be anonymous. So that chatbot definitely is great. It's also accessible. How do people even be part of the chatbot? How do I access that?
So I have it in my bio on my Instagram, and actually we all had... I had a bag with like a QR code. There is actually a QR code.
The future is here.
Yeah, there's a QR code on his suit where you can literally scan it and it will take you exactly to the website as well to the chatbot.
Wow, that is incredible. Well, speaking about fashion, we've got a couple of images that we can look at because it was a Durban July, baby. We've got to check out what exactly went down. Look at that. Talk to me more about what's going on here.
So this is when we arrived.
Woo!
This is when we arrived. We're all looking stunning, each one in our own individual like print, which was amazing, but we all blended so well together.
Complemented each other.
It was so amazing.
And the theme was around the wave?
The wave, yeah, riding the wave.
Riding the wave.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Let's look at the man. Look at that blue steel. Come on now. Blue is actually your color. Did you know that before this moment?
I did not know that before this moment.
Well, look at that.
Yeah.
Also pink coming through there.
Yeah.
True.
And I heard that Peaky Blinders was the inspiration behind something here.
So for me, one of my favorite series is Peaky Blinders, and they originally wanted to give me a suit. And I said, I'm more of a coat guy. And I gave the reference Peaky Blinders, and that's how we came to having a coat instead of a suit, and the biggish fit, the longish fit, and all of those little trimmings that they added.
The details are definitely there. Well, I love it, and we hope to see you at Durban July next year.
Yes.
Is that a yes?
Definitely. I would love to go again.
Okay. Well, let's see what else went down. Look at these images.
Gorgeous.
Wow, Manila, Avantis has got to show up like she shows up.
The thing is this, they
it's
were
the
like...
headpiece. What is happening there?
So
Wow.
I wanted, obviously, I always want to be extra. So they were like, so what do you like? So I like tight fitting, I like flare, I like going tight, I like flare. So I want to show my silhouette, basically.
Of course.
So they were like, so what you gonna do with your hair? And I'm like, no, I don't know yet, but I want something that's gonna stand out. And I literally made that headpiece the day before.
You made it yourself, your own hands.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Incredible. The star attraction. Beautiful. Well, thank you guys so much again. If people want to access the sexual health chat, what did you say? Forever Winner? Do we find that online?
Foreverwinner.com is the website.
It's a website, yeah.
On the website, you'll get the chat bot, which gets you to all of the other information.
Well, beautiful. Thank you so much to the two of you. We'll have you back again later as we delve into more looks when it comes to the Durban July. You can, of course, check it out on Instagram too in the interim. And all those details will, of course, be on our socials and on expressoshow.co.za.
Thank you so much for that great conversation. And as you heard, it doesn't stop there. We're going to be diving into more Durban July action and maybe a little bit of Skinner too, talking about some of the looks that came through. And while we do this part of the kitchen, I'm not going to be alone because we're going to bring in someone special. But before we do, let's talk about what we're making, because the magic of vanilla custard and its ability to transform basic pantry staples into, let's say, a luxurious treat is what's going down right now. So today we're going to be making a delectable warm citrus and cinnamon Swiss roll. It's a bread pudding, which is using Clover's vanilla classic custard, which is so easy to make and perfect for any occasion. Even for occasion like this man over here, dressed to the absolute nines. Dylan, how are we doing, bro? You do much work in the kitchen at all?
No.
No.
Slightly. I like making salads, but this doesn't look like a salad at all. So.
Okay, cool, bro. So this is like, what, the second time we get to work together? First time was way back when. It's an absolute honor, man, obviously doing our show on the streamer. But this might be even more challenging for us, I think. Both of us here in the kitchen, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Very inexperienced.
You look very comfortable here. I thought I was the only one.
Do I? No, I was going to ask you for help here. So looks like none of us know what's going on, Mzansi. So no, I'm only joking. This is really easy, bro. I've been learning so much in the kitchen of late, and some of these recipes seem overwhelming. But I'm telling you, it is so easy. Do you want to help me make this?
Of course.
Do you reckon you can do this one for me?
I hope so.
Okay. So it's very easy. We've got simple ingredients here. We've got some egg, we've got some cream, we've got some sugar, and we've got some orange zest, and then cinnamon, all right?
Okay.
All of those are simply going to get chucked into this bowl, and we're going to mix it up. Do you reckon you can do that for me?
That seems quite simple.
Okay.
There's no specific order.
No specific order, but you can start with maybe the wet first, because that's normally a little bit easier.
Yes.
All right, so cream's going in there. Voila, first step done. You're so gentle and careful, eh?
I try to be. Because I'm scared.
Okay, and then that is your sugar going in next. Very simple. And then we've got some orange zest. So normally we use like lemon zest for baking. Look at me sounding like I'm a professional, but this is just what I've seen happen in the kitchen. So that's going in there. You can get as much of it as you want. If you're struggling with that, you can use that red little spatula there just to kind of scoop it out. Very nice. What we do sometimes is, and we're not going to do it today, but you can, and here's a little tip, Mzansi, use some of that zest for later on, because if you want to get your styling on, that's like food styling, to make things look amazing, like restaurant ready, then you can use that. But don't worry about that. You're going to go straight in with the cinnamon now, and then our hero ingredient, obviously our Clover vanilla custard, we're going to put half a cup in, and I've made it so easy for you, Dylan. That silver thing over there is exactly half a cup, so you can't go wrong. You fill that up so long. Well, I talked to Mzansi about why we're using this absolutely lekker ingredient. And I know you've snuck into this a couple times and you're looking for dessert at home, right? You have, eh?
No, definitely.
I thought so. Listen, obviously, besides this one being delicious, Clover's vanilla custard, it's made from 75% dairy, and that means it's also 100% real custard. And that's why it's so smooth and creamy, and that's why Dylan's having absolute ease at getting this recipe together. Like you heard, the man doesn't make much at all in the kitchen, but look at him go here, absolutely saying. So it's not just a fashionista that you are right now, not just an incredible actor.
I should add it to the CV
You should add this to the CV, bro. Come on, look at that. Very nicely done. You have just successfully put all the ingredients together that we need for this recipe. And then, if I can ask you to do this, and I want you to be careful because I'm so scared about this step. You need to mix this together. But I cannot afford for you to get anything on this incredible outfit of yours, because we know this is Durban July quality. So go slow with that mixture if you can. And I'm going to start cutting up our store-bought Swiss roll. You got that one?
Yes, I do.
I'm so proud of you, bro. Listen, guys, we're having fun in the kitchen, of course. I'm buying Swiss roll. I'm bringing it to the party, and I'm chopping it up. That's how easy the next part is of this recipe. So you don't have to make a Swiss roll at all. You simply have to chop it up like I am right now. Very simple slices, as you can see. And Dylan and I are just really taking our time with this, because I want to show you how easy it is for two boys that have no idea what's going on in the kitchen to make an incredible bake like this. So, my step is done. I'm popping these slices into my dish. You can use a casserole dish, a tray, or anything that can go into the oven and be baked for around, let's say, 15 to 20 minutes, okay? So be creative with this if you can. And, oh, I've nailed this, bro. I got all the slices in here, so I'm very proud of myself. You nailing that as well.
Am I? I feel like I'm taking so long.
No, you're perfect, bro. I was wondering also why of late, like I've noticed you're getting a little bit like buff here. I'm checking the biceps coming through. You've been working in the kitchen, eh? Be honest. Look at that form.
Stirring
You know what I'm saying?
But it's mostly when I make scrambled eggs. So you have to stir the eggs, and that's where all the muscles is coming from.
So you make a lot of eggs, basically.
I'm a professional egg maker.
We'll maybe get you on for a breakfast edition, but right now we're tucking into what I think is the most delicious dessert. We're going to label this as a dessert. Some would call this a main meal, but I'm going to say thank you, bro. That is done, dusted. I've never seen a mix come together more perfectly than that. It's almost as good as your acting skills, bro. Almost. Thank you so much. And this is the final step, Mzansi. As easy as that. The two of us don't know what we're doing in the kitchen, but look what we put together so easily. An incredible recipe. This simply goes over my store-bought Soweto roll, and make sure you get a nice balance there because you want these to bathe in it, absorb all this incredible mix that Dylan put together with these massive biceps. And again, bro, thank you so much for coming through, having fun here. We're not done with you. We are going to be skittering a little bit about some more of these looks.
I like to gossip.
You like to gossip? Okay. Well, we've got gossip coming your way, Mzansi. We've got this recipe that you can get at expressoshow.com and tuck into this. You just pop it into the oven, like I said, for 15 to 20 minutes, and some of that little zest on the top, and booyah! That's our two brown boys in the kitchen, top together a dessert. Nicely done, bro.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Lovely guidance.
Nice.
Elevate your custard game with the all-new vanilla-flavored Clover Custard. So creamy and smooth, it makes all the other desserts a little jelly.
Well, we absolutely love that Dylan likes to gossip, because in just a bit, we're definitely going to get all of our skinner out when it comes to the Durban July. We're talking red carpet review, and I've only got the best of the best too, like Manila/Vian was saying, read the girlies. And we're going to do exactly that in just a bit. Of course, Charlie joins us too, as well as Dylan and Manila. We're going to see exactly what went down on Saturday. Not only that, in a bit, I delve into some entertainment news. So much is coming your way after this. It's my feel-good breakfast show. Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It is, of course, Expresso on S3, and I've been waiting for this moment because now it is time to review the fashion from the Durban July, because all the celebrities showed up and showed off. And joining us right now is Dylan Van Vogel, an actor and dancer. Alongside him, we have Manila Vontees, a drag artist, fashion designer, as well as entertainer. And, of course, we've got the lovely Charlie, who's here and did my face, made me look so good. So we had to bring him on, a content creator and makeup artist. And I can't wait to get into the looks that we have today. It's going to be absolutely phenomenal. Are you going to be nice? You're going to be a little bit...
I'm going to be extremely nice.
Okay, I hope so, because the spice on either
nice
side.
from my side. No nice from my side.
Sandwich right up here.
Sandwich. It's got to balance out a little bit. Well, let's get into our first look. And the girlie showed up, in my opinion. So let's look at Pamela Mtanga. She, of course, is a well-known presenter, TV presenter, and content creator. I think she went with the theme of Ride the Wave quite well.
Yeah.
She took the blue, she took the drama. What do you think?
I love it because it's not just one shade of blue. There's a few shades of blue. And I like that it's, you know, when the wave crashes, that shade, I can see it's literally that. And it's gorgeous. I love it.
10 out of 10?
Pearls, I'm assuming on the corset as well.
Yes.
Gaggy.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my gosh.
Love.
Pamela gets a yes from Manila. How about you guys?
It's a yes from me too, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I don't want to echo what Vion said because I can't say it as well as he did. But it's gorgeous. And I think she, very similar to what he said, the color contrasting, the finer details like the pearls, and as well as the specific color of the crashing of the waves. I think that was a lovely touch that she
Lovely. Charlie, how about you?
For me, it's all about that skin. I mean, the simplicity, the gorgeous layout and color play really pulls the focus with that dramatic cape, kind of constructural shape of the garment, just pulls your eye to that gorgeous being that she is.
She is gorgeous.
Absolutely
Wait, do these people literally have photo shoots for the Durban July?
I'm telling
Babe, you don't?
So.
The night before.
No.
I had one before I came.
You missed out. You missed out, Manila. Next time they'll invite you back. Okay, well, let's see how the gentleman did. Usually I cringe a little bit when it comes to men, but Maps Maponyana, I feel like he showed up here.
Gorge.
How are we feeling about this
I want to
one?
stand up. I just want to...
Okay.
It is beyond.
Yes.
Beyond.
Shade of blue.
Manila, what you thinking?
That shade of blue. It looks like marble. It's just gorgeous. I want that suit tomorrow.
Oh, yes.
I don't know about the hat. I'm not sure about the hat.
Okay.
If the hat was maybe black or maybe in the same blue tones. Oh, and the sandals, no. And now the more I look at it, I'm like, no.
Okay, Dylan, how do you feel about those Jesus sandals?
So, oh my days, amen to them. The Jesus, so I'm trying to put logic to it because I'm assuming beach, sandals, beach. And I'm thinking that's probably what he went with. I'm also assuming it's probably a sun hat. However, I do agree the color scheming might be off, but it still looks like a 10 out of 10 look.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he pulls it off extremely well, and the colors, even though the different shading from the hat and the sandals to the outfit itself,
Yeah.
I think he does it very well. I mean, it's Maps after
It's
all.
nice. Also, you're a little bit biased because you're wearing the same designer. So I'm going to go to an unbiased opinion. I'm going to ask Charlie. I heard some groans there when you said the sandals. What do you think about those?
For me, I'm an imprint fan. I mean, imprint in my book can never go wrong. And I think it's a gorgeous to play with pattern, and it's most probably also very technical, intricate kind of technology when it came to the fabric design from that. So I want to know a little bit more of that. But Maps, my baby, the accessorizing, Nia, my Scott. We could have just gone for like a little bit simplicity. The patterning, the design, the intricate design is there. That speaks for itself.
Even how the sleeve pattern kind of almost look like it's blending into the jacket.
There's a little cape that's going as well. There's so many intricacies.
The toes were just a bit of a distraction. Sorry,
Yeah,
Maps,
yeah.
about that. Well, let's move on to the next one. Former Miss South Africa, looking absolutely gorgeous. Shudafatso. Let's see what she's got to offer. Miss, oh no, we're going on to Paula B. Okay, Cape Town represented. That's what I love to see here. Paula B looking absolutely stunning. I know she rented hers from Style Rotate, who's doing gorgeous gowns right now. What do you guys think about this look?
Beautiful
Manila, maybe I'll
gown.
start with you.
Beautiful gown. Giving matric ball, giving mother of the bride, giving just red carpet vibes. I don't see it for the theme. I don't see it for the event. But stunning.
Still look good at the end of the day.
Yeah, stunning Mustang.
Okay. How about you, Dylan? Were you sitting with this one?
Once again, a 10 out of 10 look for me. I think, well, it's very hard for Miss Paula B to not pull off a look. And I think she did it gracefully, yeah. I do see the Ride the Wave, but maybe it's just because of the blue elements in this. I'm not sure if it's this piece of scarf.
Yeah,
the
that's
scarf
the
that's
scarf
going
thing
over.
that's coming down the back.
And it's sort of like riding down. Am I fetching?
You
are reaching. You are reaching.
But I do see how it could have fit in, and I think she looks gorgeous in it as well. 10 out
All
of 10.
right. Okay, I'm going to pause you there, Charlie. We got a bit of spice, we got a bit of sweet. Let me find out from you guys what you thought about Shirafatso Masida. Now, please, put your hands together for this one.
Oh.
I think so. No?
Absolutely.
Yes? Absolutely. The crowd goes wild. We'll go left to right again. What do you think about this one, Manila?
Gaggy. So we had fittings, right?
Yes.
When she came out, so we never saw each other's garments until like probably that last fitting that we had. When she came out of that room, I was just like, oh, what is happening right now? It was just gorgeous. And seeing it with like the hair, the makeup, and she's just so beautiful. And everything just was so dramatic. And the messaging also on it and the print together with that. Gaggy.
Well, let's get it back to Cape Town. Nadia Jafta's up next. I really set such high standards for Nadia because she is always repping the mother city. I thought this might have been a bit cocktail, but it also speaks to a personality of fun. Maybe Dylan and Charlie, you can weigh in on this one.
I like it. I'm a very subtle person and I like the simplicity, but I do think she decided to wow at different factors. Sorry.
Subtlety? Are we in the same room?
No, so Dylan outside of the Durban July is a very subtle person, and I think she decided to wow specifically with the print, with the trimmings on the arms, the trimmings over the chest, as well as the trimmings down going past the skirt dress.
Can I say something?
We'll leave it
Can
at
I say
skirt
something?
dress. Okay.
Over.
I just wished that beading in the triangle there in front should have been the entire skirt, and it would have been a complete look for me. It just felt like they ran out of time and couldn't finish the beading on the skirt.
I'm interjecting here. This garment, it is beaded to the T. There is dimension to it. Maybe not the best imagery for the representation. What I do like about Nadia always brings, there's like an elevation of Nadia. There's as if we get a 3.4 point elevation of Nadia constantly, always on your toes.
No, it's gorgeous.
Absolutely. The fact that she's also bringing a pop of color, that is what I'm not seeing from a lot of the Durban July. You know, look at the ocean. Yes, ride the wave. We're getting crushes, we're getting little shades of blue. But what about the organic, aquatic life? And I think that is what she's bringing. Netsua. It's a little bit deeper than, and that's what I appreciate of that look.
Okay, well, Nadia Jafta, you heard from the team themselves. We're going to run through the next looks real quick. Maybe just shout out a number out of 10. What do we think of this again, Corsi?
10.
10.
10s across the board. Who else do we have? Yeah, we've got Kakisa Mahola.
Gorgeous. Take the mood off and you'll get a 9.
Okay. Almost there. 90%. That's definitely still an A. Well, we've definitely got Pupo Gumede.
That's a 10 for me.
I could give a 9.
Okay. What could they do? Okay, we'll move on. Lerato Kanyako, LKG in the building.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Gorgeous. I don't know the theme, maybe just the blue, but it's sickening. That corset I need right now. That hat I need tomorrow.
Okay.
I love everything.
And the fit on that pants is flawless.
Okay, well, Maps can definitely take a note out of a book when it comes to how we wear hats, maybe. I didn't say it, they said it, okay? Well, that's a wrap on our looks for the Durban July, our red carpet looks for this year, 2024. Let's touch in with 2025 with what's happening. For now, though, Raul standing by.
I'm standing by and hopefully not being judged too hard by the panel there, but they did say my look is decent for the day, so thank you very much. For now, though, we want to chat to you, Mzansi, and this morning we asked you the question about what was the song that best explains your Monday mood. We wanted you to come through with voice notes, with any messages, and we have a voice note to share, so let's start off with that one. Hopefully you're singing for us, but let's hear it. What do you have to say? Good morning.
I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. I feel it. Morning Expresso. So that's my song for this morning. It's not always that song, but for this morning I choose that song because I know throughout the whole day, doesn't matter what happens, tonight's gonna be a good night.
Hey, I absolutely loved that. A great message indeed. It doesn't matter what happens today. Tonight's going to be a good night. Now, I love that voice note. We've got lots of comments that have come through as well. So let's dive into it and see what Mzansi has to say. Sonia Klaassen says, good morning, Expresso fam. The song that best explains this Monday mood is Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head. Have a great Monday. Raindrops keep falling on my... I love that song, actually. That's a cool one. Very nicely done. We got Geraldine also says, good morning, Expresso fam. I love that old Sunday school song, This Little Light of Mine. Yeah, I'm gonna let it shine. I love that. The song will definitely brighten up our Monday. Just saying it already is brightening up our Monday. And as you can hear, the rain is coming down in the studio here in Cape Town. But luckily, we have these comments to read up so that we can warm up the studio. We've got Victim Tetwa says, Pharrell Williams, I'm so happy. I love that word. And it's got that like just feel where you can't say these things without singing it. I'm so happy. I love it. Yes, please. Josephine Pickstone also says, good morning, family. Expresso Morning Show, SABC3. Captain Spandy Sailor. Captain Spandy Sailor. Captain. Hey, I love this, man. The vibes. This is what it's about. I'm literally reading out songs and I can't not feel the energy coming through. And I think that's what it's about. You have played your part, Mzansi. Very nicely done. Now, we're going to hit it back your way and hopefully we can get you entertained because standing by right now is the one and only Vusela. You've heard his debut song. You've heard him sing and he is waiting with bated breath to share some more talent with you. And then, speaking of talent, we're going to tick that box of talent and entertainment because Carissa's got the latest when it comes to all things entertainment news. And as you can see from the panel that she's put together, the Skinner is about to go down. Mzansi, don't go anywhere. Lots to gesels with after this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
That's right, it's your feel-good breakfast show. It is Expresso on S3, and I'm back, baby, because we are talking about entertainment. We've got to catch up with what's been going down with our favorite celebrities, and we get started with a local news story. A local is, of course, Leka, and of course, I can't chat about this alone. No, I've got a great panel with me. Of course, we have Charlie as well as Dylan, and we've got Melela Vanties with us, or Vian with us today, and we're going to unresolve. We're going to talk about. We're going to talk about. We're going to unwrap, maybe? Maybe not unwrap because we're talking about Mr. South Africa, unless you're into that. Well, we're going to talk about South African actor and television host who's also a medical doctor, and he's a familiar face right here. His name is Fezile Mkhize, and he's just won the Mr. Supernatural 2024 title, which is a contest to discover new talent and also for modeling and for the TV industries for us to also have a place to shine. Now, he beat 35 other competitors, and all of this was held in Poland. I'm very proud of Doc Fez. How about you guys? You think he's a worthy winner?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Absolutely. I think it was gorgeous. The whole procedure. This is also Joanne Strauss. Let me just say, how
gorgeous.
I mean, from presenter to running the show, it was absolutely incredible. And then also having Mr. South Africa. Hats off. Hats off. I think, Vian, are we doing that next year?
No, the thing is, I'll do Mrs. Put me in Miss. Put me in Miss.
Not even Mrs.
No, the thing is, I probably am in the Mrs. stage now.
We're there now. It's very interesting because people have a lot to say with how our men look in South Africa. Now, I've got 3 gorgeous men on my chair. Do you think South African men really step up to the plate when it comes to comparing our looks and what we have to offer to the rest of the world?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, we have a lot of hot men in South Africa. I mean,
look at our tourism. It's clear to see.
How festive everybody's here. Come on now. Well, congratulations to Fez. We are so proud of you from your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and we say keep on flying that South African flag so incredibly high. I'm going to move on to somebody else that's also flying our flag very high. Her name is DJ Zintle, and I don't know if you've been keeping your eyes on her socials, but she is a social media queen. She's been killing it lately, and I recently found out about Z Nation, of course, a huge concert and festival that she's going to be holding, and I just love seeing her do the thing. Now, she was the first, I think, South African DJ that really just took over and killed the game, and she's just proving again and again that she's worth it. Let's have a look at this.
Possibilities is the reason why I'm hosting the concert on the 9th of August to celebrate my milestone of 20 years in the industry, bestie. So it goes without saying that you can really achieve a lot if you open yourself to possibilities. Because possible begins here. Bestie, I love you. You are my bestie. Bye.
Oh, man. Yes, bestie. We love to see it. 20 years in the game. This woman has been entertaining us. Isn't that crazy?
and she still looks like she just started.
Literally.
She's beautiful, she's talented. Also, her drive is just on another level.
Absolutely. Longevity in the game is crazy.
Absolutely. I mean, the fact that she actually paved the way for a lot of female women in the music industry. I mean, people that I can now call friends as well. I've got goosebumps just thinking about that. One strong individual has made a massive movement in our South African market, and people are listening. I mean, TikTok is blowing up with our flavors. So, I mean, it's now
I still perform her songs to this day.
Oh, yes?
Yeah.
Do you love her music too?
I do.
How do you feel about
9th
that?
of August, I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm there.
I mean, I don't know if men are invited, but we'll see. Listen, you can get your tickets, though, if you want to be like Dylan. Available at ticketpro.co.za, and get yours now, because I think Z Nation is going to be one for the books for sure. The lineup's going to kill and going to eat every single time. Well, speaking about South Africa just being great, you mentioned that tourism is so good here, and we have got something incredible happening in September. When I first saw this, I literally almost lost my mind, almost threw my phone across the room, because Janet Jackson, I don't know if you've heard about that woman before, but Janet Jackson, she is, of course, the best of the best when it comes to just being a pop legend, as well as Grammy Award-winning artist Jill Scott. Now, they've been announced to headline a festival that's coming our way in Johannesburg on the 21st and 22nd of September. Delicious Fest. Celebrating music, celebrating food.
I'm there.
I'm there.
I'm there. Janet has been such an inspiration for my drag also, because she's a dancer, visual artist, sometimes you go back to dream about us together again, and you watch that video and you see, this is what artistry was. Can we bring that back to now, to this day and age?
Absolutely.
And I think also just like a performer in whole, she's one of the best, and still very similar to DJ Zintle, who's been doing it for a while. She there has been, and she still pulls the crowds that she pulls just because of the quality that she is.
Absolutely. I mean, funny enough, little side story that I can't actually share too much, but I am currently doing a lot of research about beauty and influence throughout the decades from the 1960s. And do you know who's been popping up every single decade? Janet. Janet's been an icon since way back when.
Wow.
And to think she is still elevating, she's still inspiring, and she's still an icon. Hey.
I can't believe they tried to cancel her when she had that moment with Justin Timberlake.
And he went unscathed.
Can we talk about that too? Well, listen, the girlies are definitely here, and we can't wait to celebrate with them and celebrate them, not only on the 9th of August, which is Women's Day, but throughout the year, I would say, right? Well, speaking about women, we also have Tandiswa Maswai, who's also just doing the most. Now, this year celebrates 30 years of democracy in South Africa, of course, and they're going to be joining that lineup. And we've also got Sipho Hotsticks Mabuza, who's incredible. I actually got to connect with his daughter out in London. So all I'm saying is that the music is going to continue. We also, of course, have Casper Nyovest. Or should I call him Pastor Casper? I don't know if you've all been seeing lately.
Pastor Casper?
No? No? Oh, you missed the news?
No,
Oh,
this
man
is
gave his life
news
to
me.
Christ, and he's really
Gaggy.
pursuing, not pastoring, but the journey of God. So it's going to be interesting to see his music and how that unfolds.
The evolution. The next
Very
day.
Kanye vibes.
Sunday service, it's here. Well, thank you to our panel for, of course, unveiling, uncovering, undressing, whatever you want to say, when it comes to, of course, the entertainment news happening right now. If you want to find out more, you can go find us on our socials at Expresso Show. Thank you, guys.
Let me join in on that. Absolutely love that conversation. Loved the Skinner, but it's time to bring in another dose of, let's say, some holiday inspiration, right? Now, whether you're dipping them in your morning coffee or enjoying them as an afternoon treat, I think rusks are an essential for any holiday. Now, I'm going to ask Krista to come in on this one because this week we're going to be giving you a chance to win 2,000 Rand cash and an incredible hamper. And all you got to do is simply reply to the competition post on the Expresso social media pages and tell us the following, right? Where in South Africa is your favorite holiday destination to relax with Omar Rusks? Now, don't forget to include the hashtag Omar Dipping Delicious in your answer. Now, this is a loaded question because we've got options in this country. I don't know if I could even try and put you on the spot and think of a space where you would want to enjoy Omar dipping time in nature, in a venue out there. I'm thinking of like Cape Town has beaches. We've got upcountry, we've got Panorama Route in Mpumalanga. Incredible spots and locations where you could choose any moment to have a dipping time. But what stands out for you in all of this?
Well, what's crazy is that throughout growing up, we used to actually go to Kleinkrans, which is also up the West Coast quite a lot. And I have such fond memories of my dad and I waking up super, super early and going for jogs, going for runs together. Because the beach was right there.
Yeah.
So we would pack out things, make sure that we run, catch the sunrise sometimes, and just have a moment on the beach connecting, having our little daddy-daughter dates, and of course enjoying some
That sounds perfect. But I think like that is exactly what it's about because we have so many options. I mean, looking at some of the visuals we're playing right now, there's things from safaring to urban adventures. We've got like cottages and in beautiful suburbs. We've got raw, unique spaces as well. So whether you want that, so whether you want like a cosmopolitan experience or you want that raw, rugged, natural experience, there's so much balance in South Africa. For me, what I think really stands out right now is the season that we're doing it in. With the cold weather, there is nothing more perfect than a moment to dip into with a warm drink in hand. And that can be a coffee, a tea, or anything that's a favorite. But the fact that it's warm, the fact that you get to have that dipping moment is what really stands out. I mean, summer can sometimes be a bit tricky because it might be too warm for the occasion, but there's no day, I think, that isn't perfect other than any time in winter right now. And it doesn't actually matter where you are. South Africa, we have beauty unparalleled in every neck of our woods and every step of the way. So, I mean, what are you waiting for? Get your moments on right now.
Come on, man.
Yeah, look, we've also got some incredible comments. We asked you, Mzansi, to share some of these moments with us. From serene beaches, mountains, and everything else, you had no shortage of places to share with us when it comes to relaxing. So let's take a look at what some of our favorite SA destinations actually are,
I love this one. Susan Reed got in touch saying, Kruger National Park, of course. How can we forget that? Sitting at one of the dams, having my coffee and dipping my Omar Rusk. You get so excited when you see an elephant splashing in the dam that you actually forget to take your Rusk out the mug. And that's a rookie error because now the whole Rusk is at the bottom of your tea or coffee.
But I can't blame it on. Like, you're just in awe. You're like,
imagine.
Oh, my word. And you just forget.
It's gone. It's done.
But the drink is really good afterwards.
Yeah.
You got Omar in it. We got more comments from Naomi Esterhays, who said, I would actually say Cape Town. Nice. I can't believe I'm a South African and I haven't been to Cape Town for an actual holiday.
Wow.
It phases me as I'm someone who likes to be out there. So if you know what I mean, yeah, I think I know what you mean.
Naomi, we get you. We get you. Well, Kevin also got in touch saying, definitely Langebaan. Yes, of course. For me, it's such a beautiful and peaceful place and you never want the holiday to end.
Yeah, and that's speaking of that West Coast journey.
Absolutely.
I mean, you're coming down to the Western Cape and you hit on the West Coast. It's an untapped gem right now. There's so much magic out there.
Every 20 minutes, you're like, I want to stop, but I want to stop again and again, and you can. And grab yourself some rust while you're at it. Oh, man.
Look, thank you so much, Mzansi. The comments have been absolutely incredible. We had to sift through so many, but those are just a few of what we could share. And as you could see from all those visuals as well, we have so many options. So here's your reminder. You stand the chance to win 2,000 Rand cash and an incredible edible hampers so you can keep those entries coming in. What are you waiting for? The competition closes Friday the 12th of July. Your T's and C's, they can be found at expressoshow.com. So, without much further being said, I think we need a cheers moment, right? I know you've already tucked into yours, but let me play catch up and enjoy my Oma dipping time. Cheers. Ooh, so good.
Oma Rusks, the ultimate snack time treat. Dipping delicious, tasty, filling, satisfying.
Well, we are getting cozy here, enjoying our dipping delicious moment. And maybe we'll invite our guests to also have some of that too. But before we get into that, we're going to, of course, touch on some more entertainment. Vusela's still standing by, and he's going to give us some beautiful work on his pod. Afro Soul is the order of the day.
Man's making us feel like $1 million right now. And if you are looking to get some money in your pocket, then maybe you want to stick around because we've got a reason for you to jump onto 550,000 Rand in cash. It's waiting your way, Mzansi. We're talking about the lotto, so don't go anywhere. We got the plug that you need. Cheers.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, yes, Mzansi, welcome back. Your Feel Good Breakfast show has never felt better. It's Monday, but it's feeling like Friday, hey?
Well, I mean, you've been weekending all month. It is your birthday month, so you're allowed to do that and feeling like an absolute winner. You could too. You could start off your Monday by playing Daily Lotto for an estimated 550,000 Rand jackpot, and you could make every single day payday. Who wouldn't want that?
Who wouldn't want that? So let me show you how you can do this. You don't want to be left behind. So buy your tickets in store on the nationallottery.co.za website, or you can use the mobile app, but you can also do the following. You can purchase a ticket through cell phone banking or simply dial *120 *7529# and then follow the USSDs. It's really that simple.
I love that. And while you're scrolling through all your social media, make sure to pop over to Expresso's social media pages too and go check out all these details right there. And will the 550,000 Rand estimated daily lotto jackpot be yours? There's only one way to find out. You got to play today.
Yeah, play today, but someone that's standing by to play for you, Mzansi, to serve you, to give you the utmost best. He has done so much this morning, but one last time, let's present to the stage the one and only Vusela. Take it away.
This is Vusela, and this is Lengoma by Zahara.
Dala benvalela indlela besithi andiyonto futhi ndiyaboniswa ngoba ingome ngaphakathi kwam ibali sibali nokuwa lokuvuka komntu nolonwabo lungapheliyo abantu kudala benvalela indlela besithi andiyonto futhi ndiyabonisa ngoba ingoma engaphakathi kwam
ibalisa ibali nokubuka komntu nolonwabo lungapheliyo ndathandaza uyivele ngoma izovuselela umphefumulo wakho ikunike ithemba elisha ndathandaza uyivele ngoma izovuselela umphefumulo wakho ikunike ithemba elisha Kudala usithi nyawo zam ndikhokhele undise kwanhliziyo ndise apho kungenjena Kudala usithi nyawo zam ndikhokhele undise kwanhliziyo ndise apho kungenjena umphefumulo wam wahlukene Ndathandaza uyivele ngoma izovuselela umphefumulo wakho ikunike ithemba elisha Ndathandaza uyivele ngoma izovuselela umphefumulo wakho ikunike ithemba elisha Ndathandaza uyivele ngoma Ndathandaza uyivele ngoma izovuselela umphefumulo wakho ikunike ithemba elisha Ndathandaza uyivele ngoma. Thank you so much.
Wow. Absolutely incredible, Vasila. Take a bow, my friend. You were insane. Every reason to get involved and download these tracks available right now. And you definitely want to add this to the playlist. And I want to add another thank you. Again, my man, take a bow right now. You absolutely deserve it. Yes! Woo! And thank yous extend to these incredible souls over here. Dylan, Charlie, Manila, you guys have been incredible. The best panel this week. The Skinner was insane. The outfits were to die for. You guys have served us. And thank you, Mzansi. We'll do it all again tomorrow. We love you.
Cheers.
All right.
Bye.
Another feel-good production.
Elevate your custard game with the all-new vanilla-flavored Clover Custard. So creamy and smooth, it